What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another tremendous video. We are here to talk about that man below me's favorite thing in the world, dadgum cryptocurrency.
That's right. Dadgum crypto.
I have a 6-year-old in the house. I have to watch myself.
That fudging crypto.
Me, I have headphones on. He can't hear you.
Well, my favorite thing, your favorite thing, goddamn cryptocurrency. That's right.
There we go.
Yeah, all right.
There we go. So, wow, guys, what a week in crypto, just across the board. There is so much to unpack. Richie and Furley last week and the week before that, Millionz brought to the conversation what he likes to call the down by the dock conversation. Yes, and it was what's the saying, Millionz, that who invests in what?
Well, the saying about the astrology stuff. Do you mean that?
Yes. What was your quote on that?
Yeah, they say millionaires don't use astrology, but billionaires do.
Yeah.
Right. It was all based around the blood moon thing, and yeah, I shared a load of stuff about the importance of that side of things, but I mean that's a whole rabbit hole. Do you really want to go down that rabbit hole today?
Well, lately I've been mentioning using the lonely male economy, sometimes called the simp economy, and leveraging that because it's very effective.
Okay. So let's start. First off, everything we're going to talk about tonight, one of us has a bag in it. I know for a fact my son went fishing this week, and he tried to get his bait as deep down into the depths as he could. So Richie, I know you have done some videos on it. Millionz, I know you've done some videos on it. How deep have you guys gone down into this? Let me pull the screen up here. Richie, you're muted.
I think I'm still in the Bathiale. I don't know how to pronounce it, actually.
No, I believe you're on stream, but when he played the intro, it muted everyone's mics temporarily.
No, I muted myself because I farted. No, I'm joking.
Even better.
Yes.
Not really.
No, so
I'm prudish.
Richie, you're a polite British. It was a censored fart. That's good.
Yeah.
So Richie, I went a little nuts with mine, and I'm gonna see how this works out. I went into I dug into my LP, which is typically a no-no, and went to the abyssal tier in depth. So this thing has gone in. It's kicking out pretty hot and heavy. And what I'm doing is once a day, I'm depositing back into my G Blue position, and it shouldn't take long, and I'll have a fully replenished G Blue LP position along with this kick-ass NFT.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about doing that, but I decided not to because I noticed that other people were doing this. So I thought if I just keep in the LP with the G Blue, then I'll get more rewards.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to take me probably, I don't know, about 47 days to really get a little bit, to get fully replenished. So yeah, it's worked out pretty good. Furley, you jumped in this?
Yes, I do have some G Blue myself, thanks to Richie. I do, however, mostly focus on the SWE network, but I'm always down for good investments because Richie always has good advice.
Yeah, I was showing you this one because this is the one we looked at last week, Furley. It's called Depth, but it was blowing his mind.
I was mind blown. These things are very complex. I do enjoy it.
I was trying to explain, like, well, you're in G Blue, but now you're going to go into depth. And he's like, okay, what's that about? And then we explained it, but he was like, Jesus Christ, Richie, like, hold your horses. But I'm like, actually, so Arborist, Peter, I've noticed this actually in the past, like the things that I do naturally in DeFi and the things that you do in DeFi are quite different sometimes. So for example, with me, I was like, oh, I'm going to stay in the LP. LP's safe. I'm going to get my safe rewards. I'm going to sit. I'm going to compound very slowly. I'm going to get myself deeper. But then Peter is like, you know what? No, let's, you got fast hands. You're like, no, we're going to pull that out there. We're going to go in this one. Boom. And we're going to go. Like, it's a brave strategy. But I think usually in these kind of platforms, bringing Stunner Breezy, he says, bring the hammer, right?
Yeah.
Like, bring the hammer, bring it early. Don't make little chips away to try get there. Just make one big move and boom, you're in, you know? And then it's done.
Millionz has upgraded his pretty high too. What is yours up to now?
Yeah, I'm still trying not to be salty about my computer sandbagging me on the launch. So basically, I was sitting there because now I'm in Mexico. I get like, you know, it's the time frame. It's the time zone is really great for me, right? So I'm sitting there with my laptop all ready to go, and it just absolutely downright refused to switch from the test net onto the mainnet. So I was sitting there watching the price go up.
Did you just say you're in Mexico?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm in Mexico also.
Whereabouts?
In Baja California.
Ah, Baja.
I mean, my avatar is. I'm just an Android, agent, but I do have a human meat sack avatar. He does reside in Mexico.
Oh, very nice. Love it.
¿Hablas español también?
Mi español is poco, unfortunately.
I speak it fluently. It's pretty nice tool to have, but yeah, that's awesome.
My español is mierda.
I didn't catch that.
Caca.
Do you use Bitso? Because that's what I use as an exchange. It's pretty advantageous over the US-based ones.
I've heard of that. I've actually heard of that. Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out now you've mentioned it. The problem is that we've got Mexican friends here we've had for a long time, and their English is so freaking good that they just let me off the hook all the time. So they just talk in English, and it does not help us at all. But we're getting there. We're learning. I've been here. Well, we've spent a lot of time here over the past few years, but we've got a year lease here in the city now. So we've been here for about 3 months. So I'm gradually picking it up.
Oh, okay. Because I've been here for like 14 years now.
Okay, so you got a head start on me, right?
Originally from the Bay Area, California. So language was important for me to learn. Yeah, but it's cool. It's really nice in Mexico. The leverage you have over the US regulations or UK regulations.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the UK, I call it the USSK now. Things are getting crazy over there. So I had to get a plan B for the family after everything that went down in 2019, 2020. It was, and Mexico was the first plan B, but I've got a couple of other plans C and plan D getting lined up for 2026. So I'm becoming a full passport bro. So
he's coming to Mardi Gras. That's plan C.
I'll tell you, after the stream, I'll send you all the tricks and stuff you should know to leverage Mexico, because I know a lot.
Oh, yeah. Send it, brother. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. In terms of depth, so basically I was sitting there watching the price go up and there's nothing I could do about it. I was like absolutely fuming. I literally almost threw the laptop out the window. It was that bad. But anyway, so I switched the whole thing off, came back on, and it was like 18 cents. I was like, but anyway, so I got in. I've just maxed out midnight, which is now paying $23 a day, which is nothing to be laughed at. And I will probably upgrade to how do we say it, Richie? How do you pronounce it?
Bathial.
Bathial. So
I think you have to be like a proper British colonial Victorian style accent for Bathial.
Yeah, I might just go Southeast London on it. Go Bathial.
Bathial,
Bathial, mate.
That works well.
I'm gonna take a quick detour to finish the YouTube VTuber video real quick. So if I'm silent, I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah, no worries, man.
In the South, they were pronounced Bethial. Bethial.
Bethial. Yeah. Yeah. All of it works. It all seems to work, doesn't it? But that's
So
my
you
next stop.
So you couldn't buy the launch because the Wi-Fi was shit,
It wasn't.
or...
It wasn't the Wi-Fi. I've got no idea what happened. It was my computer just wasn't switching from the test net, and I was refreshing the page. I was disconnecting from Rabby. I was going back on. I even tried MetaMask. Nothing was working. So eventually, I just had to accept defeat, which is not good for. I don't accept defeat easily, but I had to switch the whole computer off and come back on again. But I got in around 18 cents, so I'm not going to cry about it.
Yeah, it didn't dip enough either. Because for me, I was because Aaron usually launches projects when it's about 3 a.m. for me, which is generally where not just Aaron, actually, most developers launch around that time because it's the best time to launch, basically. But yeah, so by the time I woke up, it was already like 22 cents. So it's like, fuck.
Oh, wow.
But it dipped like it went down to like 15, but it wasn't low enough. I thought it was going to go a bit lower, but it didn't really.
No, and it's actually holding pretty strong now, even with the market looking quite choppy. It's actually holding up quite nicely. So, obviously, anyone who's in G Blue is loving this right now.
Yeah, because they're minting a lot of NFTs, I've noticed. It's almost 500 now minted, which is great.
And what, we 10 days in?
Yeah, about
like
that.
9,
so
10 days?
If we do a comparison then, so if Peter, you're on the one above me, what's it called again? Abyssal, right? So
yeah, Abyssal,
you're on Abyssal, right? So how much are you, and you're maxed out with the sacrifices, right?
Correct.
So how much are you making a day in depth token?
It's the daily rate is 361.64 depth. It's
okay, 361, and then the one below the Bathiel is making 180. So, because what I've noticed as well is that the sacrifices get you way more tokens than the actual upgrade, which is interesting. Yeah. Like, I like that because it's just pushing for people to burn the tokens out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yesterday I maxed out both sacrifices on the midnight level, so it went from literally from $12 a day up to $22 or $23 a day by doing the sacrifice. And I think I only spent about $110 on the G Blue to sacrifice that, and it literally almost doubled my payouts. Yeah. So it seemed like a no-brainer to do that. So now I'm maxed out. I'm just kind of looking at the next level up, and I think for me it's going to be about 1,200 crude maths, about $1,200, I think, to max out the next tier up or tier down, shall we say, as we descend. Yeah, but I think So, but then that takes it to $44 or $43 a day. So it kind of seems like it could be worth it.
So Richie, you brought up a good point, like on this. So I'm in the Abyssal right now, but to go to Hadal, if you do the sacrifices and the upgrade, it goes to 904 depth per day. But if you just do the upgrade, it actually drops down to 334 a day.
Yeah, I think from what I looked at on the calculator earlier, if you just do the upgrade, it just kind of pretty much matches you to the maximum of the one below you. I'm pretty sure that's right. So if you're maxed out at tier 5, and then you go to tier 6 but don't do any sacrificing, you're kind of going to be on the same income roughly. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I need to.
Yeah, it looks about like that. Yes.
So the sacrifices is where the magic's at, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. Now I want to match Peter though.
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
Do it right now. Do it right now.
Fuck's sake.
I know.
Do it right now. Well, I'd have to bridge in more though, because I'm looking at my G Blue position. I like it though, because I've got like 1.5% of the LP in the pool.
Split that sumbitch in half and do it.
But then like I like, because I'm getting like what $12 to $15 of ABX a day.
See,
but then over here,
if you do that,
I'll get more.
Yeah. If you do that, then Suey Trump can be down there playing a violin in the abyss with the tree hero.
True. Yeah. Oh, it's tricky. Or just bridge in more money. That's the other way. It's the other way. Because Because I do like abstract actually. Like to be honest, in abstract, I'm only in G Blue and depth, right? I use Arborian for farming it in with G Blue, but apart from that, I'm not really using anything else in abstract at the moment. But I do like the chain. It's smooth, it's fast. There's never any failed transactions. The community seems to be pretty chill, which is nice because it's quite small. There's no drama or crazy people that I've noticed. It's always good.
Yeah, the abstract community gives off a pretty good vibe, like the Sui community. Really do like it.
Sui can get a bit nasty though. Sometimes,
catty.
Like, yeah, they're a bit catty. Yeah, but then, are you guys in anything else on abstract? Like, or are you just those two?
No,
those three
same,
things.
same as you. Same as what you've just mentioned there. Nothing else at the moment.
So if there is anyone watching who's in other things in abstract, definitely let us know. There might be other things, but I don't know. Depth for me, I think depth has just got winner written all over it though.
Yeah, for sure.
This mark right here, this is where Millionz about threw his computer out the window. That yellow line right there.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, so
I
that's
literally could have 3 times the amount of depth. Like I don't even want to keep talking about this. It pisses me off so much. But yeah, I probably could have had 3 times the amount. So I probably would have been proper balling right now. But never
you would have
mind.
been in the abyss. You would have been playing a violin with me.
Yeah. See, my thing is exactly what Rich has just said. I've got a pretty strong position in the pool. I think I've got like 3% of the pool or something like that. And I'm like, I don't like. It really hurts me to to give any of that up. But at the same time, you know, $84 a day sounds quite nice as well. At the same time, so yeah.
I went.
I'll have to have a little think about that. I have to meditate.
I
on
went
that one.
from I went from a 3.2% position to just to right around 1%. But if the price stays the same and it's about 46 days, it'll be fully replenished again. So we'll find out.
That's nice. It's a nice way to do it. But then you might want to go deeper, right?
Hey.
Yeah. You know, you're gonna do more depth for that. What are you gonna do? What you gonna do?
You know, there's a lot of things that I was thinking about doing. I was actually with the depth, once I fully ROI, building the LP back even stronger and then using the ABX rewards for whatever I wanted to do with them. So that's
true. So those ABX rules are real nice at the moment.
Very ABX, nice. I was actually talking to Aaron about this. Richie, you can probably think of this reward token. There was a different token, forget which ecosystem it was from, but that damn thing went from cheap to good Lord have mercy, quick. Was it which one was it?
Cake?
Started with an A.
It was Cake. That did it. That Cake was amazing. But that's a long time ago, before people figured out DeFi properly.
Oh no. This was recent.
Recent, okay.
Aaron, if you're watching, drop in the comments. That's it. Arrow. Yeah. Yes. Aerodrome.
Yeah, that went up a lot as well, yeah. That's the same kind of system that Arborian uses, so it might work.
Right.
Might do the same thing. Cake was like 20 cents and then it went to $40 or something.
What?
Wild.
What?
Yeah. Back in like 2021.
Freaking wild.
Those were the days. That was the good days. That was the alt season that we never got.
Wow.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah, I remember getting into crypto and looking and figuring out these charts and looking at them going, my God, I could buy this and it could go back to this. And they were like, no, it doesn't work that way. That's done, sir.
Yeah, that was wild.
So Richie, I've been telling Millionz about EMOSFI. This is
now the gold.
The whole gold thing. This has been a pretty interesting thing to talk about. So Farley, are you back yet?
I'm still here, but I'm still working on what I'm doing. But yeah,
Do your V2 thing, sir. You're good. So this guy's is a real world crypto token in which they are actually Richie, so what would you say? They're tokenizing the gold mining or the physical gold itself?
They're making a stable coin, which is backed by gold, is how I understand it.
Right.
Because the coin will be $1.
Yeah, and it stays at $1, but they pay you staking rewards based off their mining profits, right?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so they have a contract. They have a contract or potential contract with mining equipment. It's because it's a portable mine, so it's like a setup for a mine that they can bring anywhere I think in Indonesia, where they can set it up and then mine gold through some method called sim farming, which was made by a guy called Sim, who is somewhere. He's in the website somewhere. Sim Guan, who created some way to mine gold with economic, a way that's good for the ecosystem, essentially, without any mercury pollution, I think. So they have that deal. So what they want to do is raise about 300K, I think it is their goal. So it's kind of like a startup, right? This is the way I see it. Like they have the idea, they have the plan, certificates. Now all they need is the funds in order to get going with their plan. Where then the mine would mine gold. They'd stack the gold up in the storeroom. They'd back their coin, their stable coin, with the gold supplies, and then reward people in interest of more coins backed by more gold with staking. And I think they're also going to be trading gold as well with the profits. And they say they get a cheaper rate on gold than most people get. I can't remember the reason. So there's a bunch of things going on. Gold lending as well will be.
Oh, look, they're at 81.8K.
Yeah, so they're getting there. I mean, it's hard. Like a raise in this market is very tricky.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Glad I launched my token when I did, man. I couldn't imagine trying to bond out now. Jeez.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. But I don't know, what's your thoughts on it, Peter?
I like it. Just like any project, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. But on this, it would be a great. I put some into it. I'm gonna put a little more into it. So it's pretty darn fascinating. I've talked to Millionz several times about gold. He had a couple of times when he wanted to buy gold, but he couldn't because those darn people over there across the water.
It wasn't his computer this time.
No, it was somebody else's computer.
Okay, yeah, true.
Hey, see the grin on his face. He don't want to talk too much about it.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's pretty darn fascinating. I'm definitely gonna stick some into it to see how it goes. You had a really good interview with them, Richie. That was really, really good.
Yeah, there's a couple things that, like, from looking at the way they're approaching it, like, I think their plan is solid. It's just about communicating their plan to people who are landing on the site to check out the project. I think they might have a little disconnect there. Like, they've improved the private sale page now. Before it was a little bit vague as to how much they'd raised, where the money was, these kind of things. Now they have like a bar that says, total raised 81K coming up to 300K. So, because people need to see that because the closer this gets to 300K, then people will start putting in more money. Essentially, I think is what's going to happen. It says at the moment it's like 81K. From their stats, it says only 30 investors so far into it, right? Which, if it's only 30 investors, they shouldn't show that, right? They don't need to be that transparent. You know what I mean? So it's. But then because you're buying, you're getting a discount on stablecoin, essentially, I think is the best way to pitch it, right? Because if you're putting in $1,000, you're going to get, what is it, like $1,100 of stablecoin, right? But they're going to be locked for a year while you're earning on the appreciated asset, and they set up the business. So there's lots of moving parts to how they're planning and managing it, which I'm sure in the mind of the team, I think everything's crystal clear, but it's about how do you communicate that to potential investors, that it's that's how it's working, so everyone can clearly understand it. So I think because I've had a couple I've had a couple DMs from people like asking me to explain it because they can't quite get it. You know, they can't quite figure it out. They're not sure. They can't tie everything together. Basically.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good take on it. It's just, that's one of them things, and a lot of EMOSFI really comes down to trust, as it does with projects. So I mean, I've never met them. I know you. I know others that I've been around a whole lot longer. So yeah, so it's just, it's one of the things. It's like, I'll give it a whirl and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I posted a thing about the stream and I attached a video to it and I tagged all 4 of you guys if you want to see what I'm referring to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because it's a bit different. It's a bit of a different thing because usually when there's a pre-sale, it's like you're going for a pre-sale. It's never going to be in the real world. It's all in the crypto world, and what you're going to get is tokens immediately, and you're going to be able to do stuff with the tokens, right? Or there's very clear idea of what's going on. But because this is actually a real world asset tied with DeFi, it does get a little bit more complex because then you have cross-border law, you have accounting, you have to rely on actual business ethics and business performance by a team in the real world, not just on screen making websites and things. So there's loads behind this. So it's cool because there aren't many offerings that we come across for real world assets in DeFi that we come across for opportunities. And I do have a couple of my subscribers who are big into it because they really think that the team can pull it off, which is nice to hear,
Yeah.
So let's see. I think this is one to watch. I don't know how long the fundraise goes on for. I think they should just keep plugging away, basically. If they're almost a third of the way there, once they get half the way there, then it's going to be, hopefully the momentum builds for them. And they get to 300K and then can launch the project,
So, yes, I agree. So Richie, right at about this time of the stream, we have what we call the rip the Band-Aid off moment, and we talk about one of the nasty topics that are out there. Millionz, we're just gonna do it now.
All right.
And voila, this
Business.
this nasty Band-Aid right here. So
yeah, well,
so Millionz, you take the lead on this, man.
Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah. So the 16th came and went. So they were well, from what I could see, they were initially saying that the old loops would be paid out by the 16th, and obviously that hasn't happened. And as expected, the can's getting kicked down the road. I mean, the thing is with Bitness is I think most people did really well out of it. I think it was running for quite a long time for something like this, and I used to bang on in pretty much every video. It probably got really boring, but basically, house money only on this. So I went in with a half decent wedge and pulled out all of the first month's profits. I took all of my seed money out and just played continuously with the profits on it. And yeah, it did very nicely. I know most people did pretty well out of Bitnest as well, as long as you didn't go ultra degen and just kept putting all of it back in. But obviously when it stopped paying, that tends to signal the end. It's very rare that you're ever going to say this is the end, you're not really going to see anything come back on that. It's very, very rare. And they're still there. They haven't completely disappeared, but they are asking people to invest more money into their new loop system, into the nodes, without paying back what they already owe them. Now, to me, that's insanity. I certainly wouldn't do that myself. And as I've said before, I really do hope to be proven wrong, but I'm not expecting to see my money ever again. But I would love to, I cannot wait. If I get proven wrong, I will be the first to do a video and say I got all my money back, and as a gesture of goodwill, I'll put a little bit back in to the system. But until that day, I'm sorry, I'm out, and I can't warrant putting anything on their loop C or their nodes or anything like that. Just know, if you're doing it, you got big cojones, because they've already defaulted on a ton of loops. So for me, I'm out unless the landscape changes.
I thought they were already. I thought they already rugged. To be honest, because I saw because I never invested in BitNest. I wish I had, to be honest, because when I saw it first, it was they still had about 6 to 8 months left to pay out.
Yeah,
but I saw it and I was like, yeah, it was, but I was like, oh, this is a Ponzi. There's no way this is going to last. It can't last. I'm not going in. Then every month I was like, damn it, should have just gone in. Because I have the exact same opinion you do as well. Like, get your house money, get your ROI, and then just run it, right? And that's what everyone should try and do. If there's a referral system, use it. That's what these things are created for. If
because
you're
all
not
this
is
all house money, every bit of it.
Yeah, man, exactly. Because if there's a good referral system in any platform and you're not using it, then you're not using the platform the way it's designed, right? Is the way I see it.
That is one thing I do have the ability to chime in on. The referral systems on things are very powerful because they're very useful when they're set up correctly, especially when it's beneficial for both sides. That's usually when it's the most effective. So, that's a powerful tool.
But so because what I noticed with BitNest, I don't really know much, but I know that people stopped getting their loops back, and they said, well, if you want your money back, you're gonna have to buy a node, and if you buy a node, you get your money back. If you don't buy a node, you're gonna have to wait for your money. And I'm guessing then the money never came back.
Well, it's been about 3 months, Peter, right? It's been about 3 months since the last one was paid. So,
oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, they started up. All the old loops were in USDT. All the new loops, they've started this new BitLoop C thing, where it's all in USDC. So apparently they're paying out. I've got a lot of people that are saying they're currently paying out, but I mean, look, they owe a lot of people a lot of money, right? So I can't think why you would ever be possessed to buy a node or anything like that.
Yeah.
For me, it's like absolutely. I mean, that just to me is just insane.
Yeah,
insane.
My last loop payout was 126 days ago. So I'm like, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
So it's kind of similar to like Paca Finance, but then Paca had a completely different idea, because they said, oh, we don't have enough money to pay you all back now, so we're going to pause and you're going to have to wait. But no one's getting anything, so we're just stopping. So basically Paca is still closed. They're saying eventually they've got most of their cash in Sui coin, LP pools, I think. They said when the market recovers, then we'll begin paying out, basically. So they just paused
to put it in Sui farm.
But well, then they'd eat all the impermanent loss, because I think they paired Sui at like $3 or $4, and now it's like under $1. So they'd lose 75% of people's money if they unpair now. So they can't. They're stuck.
I don't think a lot of people realize that. I don't think a lot of people understand maybe what they were getting involved with. I mean, I've got a fairly large position in Paca that's currently unattainable. I can't get to it, but when you go into these things, you have to understand, that they're subject to the market like everyone else. If they try and sell off now, like you just said, they're going to get absolutely mauled by permanent loss, and people will never see that a large percentage of their money ever again. So from what I heard, I could be wrong, but they can start paying out when Sui hits around $2.30, I think, apparently. But that's just a waiting game. I think the team remains with the best intentions. I don't think it's like some of these other things. I do think that if the market situation improves, then we probably will start to see our money again from Paca. So it's just annoying, because I can think of a lot of things I'd be doing with those funds right now, and I've learned a lot since then. I wasn't really into yield farming then, and it was like, oh, if someone else can do it for me, then I'm just going to put a ton of money into this. got a lot more knowledge since then. So now I look back and think, well, yeah, I probably wouldn't have gone in as heavy, but at the same time, you know, I think the team's got the best intentions. So,
yep, that's a funny chart. Jesus, what a time to launch,
right? Yeah, it's pretty eye-opening when you put those 2 dates and then you put a horizontal line with the prices, right?
Yeah. It's annoying because my it was supposed to be launched way earlier, but my team took so long to get everything ready. But you know, you can't fight the market. It's the same as another one I'm in called Dex bonds. So I guess they're similar to Paca because DexFi, because DexFi and Paca have just continued being who they are. They haven't asked you for any more money, or they haven't changed the plan. They just kind of continue doing what they're doing, right? Whereas with Bitnest, they kind of changed up the plan, right? And they said, well, now we're going to open another plan. You need to put money in there. You know, this kind of stuff. Like, it's pretty shady what Bitnest are doing. With DexFi, I mean, if you go up to where their LP is, because they have everything completely visual of what they're holding and stuff. Their problem is similar to Paca, where the LP that they're holding is all quite risky, I would say. Like in their base bag, for example, like a lot of their LPs are with altcoins, which of course have been completely decimated over the past 6 months. So you have like
that banker coin, it's a pretty wild coin.
Oh, that's is that the AI one? Banker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have a lot of banker. They have Tibber, which is a new rabbit meme coin. Brett Hartman actually told me about Tibber. But I mean, so this is like high risk, right? Actually, what they're doing with their LP, like they have, what's that, like $80,000, $100,000 worth of meme coin in LP.
Yeah.
So they're really banking on fees coming from these high volume pairs. But the issue is if the market goes down, which it has done, that means that they're going to eat massive losses. Not losses because you don't lose till you sell, but they're going to have massive depletion of the amount of the price of the bond, which is kind of what's happened. The bond was about $60 when I went in. I think it's about $10 now, right?
They're $39.35 right
now.
now.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess it was $200 actually. They used to be the bonds. So I was buying in at bonds at like $200 initially when it launched, and now you can buy in the same bond, but you can get it for $30 to $40.
Yeah. So I paid $272 right there.
Yeah, exactly right. So it means that your profit and loss is going to be way down until the market recovers. But for them as well, they're just going to keep the same. They're going to, I guess, if they keep the same plan, the market will come back, and then the bonds will get more expensive, and anyone who buys them at the cheap price will make loads of money. So that's the DexFi play, is to buy the bottom of the crypto market, ride it up. Basically.
Yeah.
I bought the top.
Yeah. So on in here, that's when they launched, right there.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So they had a couple good months.
Yeah. So, but on this, Richie, let's talk about your world. Let's talk about Suey Trump.
Sure.
All that good stuff. Let me bring that up.
Oh, I need to start a raffle actually. So we're going to do 100 Suey giveaway for Suey Trump. It's a bot that I've coded up, so it's in the Suey Trump Telegram. So I'll just start up the raffle now. I'm going to run it for 7 days because I want to make more changes to the bot, but I can't do it while the raffle's running. So
Which channel are you doing it out of?
I'll do it on the Suey Trump Telegram. Let me find it. Yeah. So the bot, I've made some improvements to our raffle bot. The way it works is I'll start a raffle, and when the raffle is started, it's going to be for 100 Kwai, 100 Sui, sorry, so about $100. It's going to run for 7 days. So while the raffle is running, anyone who buys Sui Trump is going to get tickets. At the end of 7 days, the bot is going to announce 2 winners, because with every buy, you get tickets for the amount of Sui Trump you buy. You also get 1 lucky ticket, right? So you get a lucky ticket, and you get the tickets for, you could call it like your main tickets, right? So if you buy like a million Sui Trump, you'll get more tickets than if you buy 1 Sui Trump. But then your lucky tickets, you only get them on a buy. From the winning, you'll have 100 Sui as the pot, 80 Sui going to the main tickets, and 20 Sui going to one lucky ticket draw. We also have a multiplier on your tickets by daily check-in. So if you buy Sui Trump every day, any amount, you could buy one. I think it's minimum $5. If you buy that Sui Trump, you'll get a multiplier on your daily check-in for buying Sui Trump. Is how it works. I just need to start at price 100 Sui. How many hours in a week again?
Oh gosh.
I'll get a calculator. 24 times 7. 24 times 7. 168. All right. All right. So it should be going now. All right. Okay. Good. So you get the pop up there. It says the raffle is now live. Prize pool 100 Sui. Main prize 80 Sui. Lucky prize 20 Sui. Raffle length 7 days. How to enter? Buy Sui Trump. That's it. Buy on any DEX that sells Sui Trump. You buy it. Then every buy earns raffle tickets. Bigger buys mean more tickets. Daily buys build streak multipliers. You get 2 kinds of tickets when you buy. So that'll run for 7 days. And the winner is also going to get, of the main prize, is also going to get a Sui NS, Sui Trump account, which I bought on Sui. So it's like a special wallet that you can link to your name that will give you a Sui Trump wallet.
The Sui NS, it's basically a router. It is something that you can put on top of any Sui network address to where you can give them just a name, a simple name, instead of the long address, that you usually give. You register it, and it is not permanently attached to that address. You can change it, but you do have to replace it with a different one. So it really helps with the friction and being able to share a way for people to send you cryptocurrency or to reference you without giving them a huge address, and it's not permanently stuck to any particular address.
Yeah. So you'll win one of them. I'll send one of them to you as well. So you can have your own Sui Trump. You'll have 80 Sui, and you're also going to get yourself a Sui NS that's stamped by Sui Trump. So that'll be fun. So we do these to increase volume on Sui Trump, essentially. It's a fun way. And also you can endorse other people as well. If you have a Sui NS, then you can send messages back and forth and send other people tickets as well in the Telegram.
I just did some endorsing in the Telegram if you want to show it.
So it's a fun bot that I made up, actually. Quite like it.
So Richie, I got Millionz introduced to Noodles. He was pretty quick getting through Deck Screener. And so yeah, we the last 2 weeks we had some pretty good walkthroughs on this. Your chart, man, on Sui Trump's looking pretty good.
Getting there. I mean, we're coming. I think we've kind of floored now. For now, around the floor was about 100K market cap, I think. So now we're slowly starting to build. But I mean, what I usually say on my channel is I think we're due for one more big horrible dump at some point, probably in April or May, I think. So I don't think we're out of the woods yet with the bear market by far. So we'll see where the market cap goes. The lower it goes, the more we burn. So it's all right.
Yeah. So you're at 135K.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's see. And down here at the bottom.
Sui Trump's a tricky one though, because I mean he's kind of a polarizing individual, I have to say.
the way I look at it is once people realize the utility of the Sui DEX and they see the professionalism behind it, they'll actually take a closer look at the tokenomics of the Sui Trump coin and see that it's probably more legit than anything else they've been investing in. Just because it has a Trump character shouldn't matter. The tokenomics are solid. And compared to most other projects, the amount of liquidity that it has, its stability, and the length of time, 15 months, 16 months with no drama, no developer craziness, it's solid as hell to me. So that's why I like it. And the fact that it's tied in with the buy and burn mechanism.
So Millionz, Richie, he's been in Sui. You've been in it pretty much when I launched Tree Token, right? That's when you made the jump over?
No, it was November of 2024 for Richie's Sui Trump coin.
No, he's talking about Millionz.
No. I'm talking about Millionz jumping into the Sui network.
Yeah, Tree was my first dabble into Sui, and then it sort of opened the doors. And obviously with Sui Dex, I'm fairly well involved with that as well now. So I've expanded my Sui horizons, and it's also going to be Sui's first proper bull run. Obviously, if we get what we want and we get the proper season, which I think we will, it's going to be sky's the limit for Sui. We haven't seen a bull run with Sui yet, and things like certain tokens on Pulse Chain as well. It's going to be a first for the bull run. So I'm staying quietly optimistic about Sui. I know it's taken a bit of a battering, but most of the alts have. So it's not anything particular to Sui. It's just the fact that the market has been very unkind to altcoins. But I think most of the crypto tourists are probably out now. And as Richie said, you know, there's a good chance we will obviously see these pullbacks as totally normal as you ascend from the bottom. It doesn't mean it's going to be lower than now. It just might mean that we get a few more big DCA opportunities, which is what I see them as. So, you know, buying Sui at sub $1 doesn't bother me at all. I've got you know, nothing to be concerned about there. Sui's been at $5 in the recent past, so it's going to be very exciting to see when Sui gets off his ass and starts moving, to see how insane Sui Dex and Sui Farms is going to look. You know, when that happens, when the volume starts picking up. So I can't wait for that. And
I have some updates about the network later on after you guys are finished, just on the technical side of things that they're doing. So I'll update everyone on that later.
I'm hoping just to buy it about 60 cents to 50 to 60 cents is where I want to buy Sui. So I've got all these stables on the side. I'm just waiting, because then you riding up, like, even from Sui before, I think it went from about 25 cents up to $4 was the, because it's young, right? That was the first run up they had. I think it was about
the all-time high was $5.26 in January of last year.
Okay. So, and it went up, I think it was like 20 cents or something, all the way up to $5. And then down and up and down and up, and finally down bigly. But you're right, though, because this will be the first bull run that we'll see with, because even Sui Trump launched just at the top of that. It launched in like October 2024. Is that right?
October 17th, 2024.
Yeah. October 2024 is when we launched Sui Trump as well, which is pretty much the market top of the bull cycle. So you're right, like, we haven't seen any bull market really for any of these coins. They've all been part of the down market, which is quite funny. Good timing. Like Pulse Chain too, yeah. Pulse Chain's seen a lot of projects which have come out, which are we had one of the community from Pulse Chain from the Grays currency commenting earlier. Prairie Banana, he's a big supporter of the Grays, which is another token which has been battered in the bear market, but still community is strong, still volumes there, still people are still talking about it, investing in it. So
Richie, you mentioned Grays. You mentioned Grays. There's going to be a reveal of alien information pretty soon. So really? They say. I thought that's pretty interesting. It's related to Trump. So
this guy.
Yeah. He's a big supporter of the Grays currency. I thought he was the developer before, but he's not. He's just a massive supporter. He's been with them and pushing them for like 3 years, I guess. The Grays started in 2023. Really? You can find them at, I think it's goptgc.com. I think it's, goptgc.com. And you can find all about their token. They have 2 tokens. At the moment, I only buy the Grays token at the moment. But they are, I think they will really, really explode when the market gets good again.
The tokenomics
They're already going up quite a lot.
PTGC is the next level. The tokenomics are phenomenal. The whole buy and burn thing. I bought a decent little bag at a pretty good price. So I'm just sitting with that at the moment, and it's all staked at the moment. So I'm just earning PTGC by the day, and I'm happy to let that ride. I've got a Pulse folio, waiting in the wings.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've got all my favorite Pulse Chain tokens stacked and ready. So we'll see.
Have Have you been watching the ProveX token?
I didn't. I've obviously being out here and being so busy the last sort of couple of weeks, I kind of missed it. I've been catching up a little bit on it all. I know PTGC have got some liquidity pools, I think, with ProveX now, haven't they? And it was a fairly successful launch from what I could gather.
How do you search it? PROV?
ProveX is, if you want to see the chart, it's PRVX. So it's dipping at the moment with the rest. Well, everything's dipping right now. But yeah, launch seems all pretty positive, to be honest. Like up about 2x, roughly, I think.
Yeah.
Huge volume, like $1 million volume today, which is great because Pulse Chain was really lacking in volume and attention.
The volume's been awful lately, but yeah. You know, I think it's one of those things that we're going to see, hopefully, the first bull run for a lot of those tokens. So, you know, I if you've been for a bull run before, you know exactly what can happen. I think a lot of people underestimate, if they've not been for a bull run before, what these tokens can do. It literally blow your freaking brain to think.
Wow, that's a lot to choose from. Look at that.
Choose the one with the highest liquidity. But yeah, everyone's pairing with it, yeah. Because
wow.
Like, yeah. So you take the one at the top there. ProveX USDC would be the one at the $1.2 million liquidity would be the one you want to go for. That'll show the best chart. But I don't know what to like, because I put like $300, $400 into their sacrifice, because I don't know why I did it, because I was like, nah, he's not gonna, because the last sacrifice didn't go so well. But I put it in anyway, and then quite surprised that the chart has done really well, because I thought people were just going to dump it, but they're not. The amount sacrificed was way lower than the Pulse Chain initial sacrifice, though. I think that
probably
was like
PTSD, right?
Yeah. Because the Pulse Chain sacrifice was like $1 billion, and ProveX got a couple hundred million.
Billion?
Yeah, $1 billion was Pulse Chain sacrifice for Pulse Chain, and then they had another one for Pulse X, which was again loads of money, hundreds of millions of dollars. ProveX, I don't think it had that high at all. At the last moment, there was hundreds of millions which were being sent into the sacrifice for it, but I think that was actually probably just Richard Hart, because he's a narcissist. like he couldn't.
Those make some of the best CEOs. Narcissists, like Steve Jobs. They're excellent as CEOs and running shit. It's
true.
Hey, have you seen this called the Pentagon Pizza Index?
Yeah, this is great.
Oh, you've seen this site before?
Yes, I've heard of that. That is good information. It's just the same thing as like Polymarket is a good place for information, because when you're talking about opinions, people will have different opinions, but once it's involving money, they're not going to lie, because they're not going to
know
lose
that we're
money.
in DoCon 3, okay?
DoCon 3 Pizza 3. Does it get any worse than DoCon 3?
I don't know.
It can always get worse, always.
It looks like it's getting worse, to be honest. Like it looks like it's they're going through scorched earth right now in Iran. It looks like I'm going to blow up this. Well, I'm going to blow up this. Well, if you're going to blow up that, then I'm going to blow up this. Like, look at this explosion. Like,
when it's at its worst, we won't even be able to access this page. There will be no infrastructure. The internet will be down. There'll be nuclear winter. So that's the worst one, is when you can't even access it anymore.
There'll be no
then
pizza
everybody
left.
will be like,
What? On God's great earth!
Woo! Hey, Peter, I posted a couple of those videos if you want to show them.
Where are they at, Furley?
If you go to X and you go to my profile, you can see a couple of them.
We're going to go to the Furley X. That's all right.
Furley X up.
They're
the rabbit hole.
They're slightly spicy, but they're safe for streaming.
Okay.
Spicy, huh?
Deal with spicy. Richie, how is your Arbot doing?
Is going well. I'm training it right now while I'm talking to you, actually.
Your eye is talking.
But yeah. Oh, the camera's doing something. Yeah, at the moment, because the way I've trained it is with Claude Code, you have these things called hooks, which are pretty powerful. You make it's kind of like set up prompts which you get it to reflect on in the morning. So I have one, for example, called the performance scan. So it scans its 12-hour performance on the bot. But then inside of the hook is also, you should be reflecting on what you learned yesterday and improving on what you're learning today, right? So essentially the prompt that's going to be using every day gets updated automatically. And it's done that one, and it's found some reasons why some trades didn't work or some that it missed. And now it's doing the competitor bot detection, where it's scanning all of Sui and the pairs that it's trading on and seeing what other bots are doing. And then thinking, okay, can I do that too? How did it do it? What do I need to be able to do this? I'll have a try. And then now it's scanning them and trying to set up the bot to try and compete with some of the
Richie,
big
you're not
bots.
sharing your screen in case you're doing that on purpose. I don't know.
No. I mean, it's looking at an AI. It's not that interesting. Like it's just loads of code popping up on the screen.
Hey, Millionz.
Well, that's
so Richie. So Millionz. He's which platform are you in this AI right now?
What, like the ARB type thing?
Correct.
Yeah, I just took a little degen punt on the ARB core.
Oh, yeah, I was looking at that. It looks high APR.
Yeah, it's like it differs from day to day, which is never a bad thing, but it's kind of averaging around 1% a day or so. There's a degree of transparency there, but I mean, like anything like that, it's always play money into it. Anything that I haven't got control over, basically, and I don't care who the team is anymore. I've been stung a couple of times by, you think you know the team, but it doesn't always work out, to plan. Yeah. So anything that I cannot actually hold on my ledger or whatever, I consider it a degen play. That's as simple as that now. That's my mindset. So
yeah, I'm very much into AI tools and stuff like that, and the whole AI economy. They're powerful weapons. If they're irresponsible, it's going to cause damage. If you're responsible and know what you're doing, they're powerful, positive tools. But there's a spectrum of responsible use. You got to be careful.
That's the good thing about Sui Farm. I'm telling you, man, you can do it for as long as you want or as short as you want. There's nothing locked. I mean, outside of the token locker, but you have to do that by choice. The rest of it, you can take it out whenever you want.
It's a solid choice.
It's immutable as well. Like I can't change anything I can change the deposit fees, withdrawal fees. I can't change the token locker. It's completely immutable. It's just going to run.
Yeah, Richie, I was saying you should be talking more about how we've had a dual defense scan from the Hack and Proof audit firm. They have 8 years of experience. They're the only one recognized by the SUI network, and we're the first people to even have a dual defense seal of approval from Hack and Proof. That's ultimate safety, because that's open sourced. Hackers can go and take whatever powerful hacking abilities they have to the code and get money if they can break it. And the most recent one, there was 0 payments because there was nothing to find. So
it's like a white hat, crowdsourced white hat website where you essentially give up your code base to Hack and Proof, and they get hundreds of hackers to come in and try and basically break it. And if they can break it, they get funds. If they can't break it, they don't get anything. So we had 100. The first time we had like 200 people to come in and try and break it. They broke loads of stuff. We fixed it to whatever they managed to exploit the first time. Then we send it through another audit agency. Then we put it back to Hack and Proof for them to try break it again. And the second time they were unable.
0 payouts, nothing
to get anything, which is great. Yeah, but for ArbCore, this is interesting because definitely arbitrage is really profitable if you have the best bots. Because what they're doing is, like ArbCore with arbitrage, what they're doing is they're looking for, like for example, Peter, if you go to like Noodles, right?
Yeah.
And like what I've been looking at, for example, if you check out any token. Yeah, well, let's do Tree. Okay, go to market for Tree, right? So of course, Tree isn't, Tree will be a multi-million-dollar coin in the future, but at the moment it's not there yet, right? But you do have TVL here of 2 pools. You have one pool on Sui Dex with 9,000 plus dollar, right? Then there's another pool you have with Turbos with 6,000 plus dollar. Right? One is a 1% fee pool, one is a 0.3% fee pool. So that means when you trade in that pool on Turbos, you pay 1% on your trade. On SuiDex, you pay 0.3% on your trade. So obviously, you want to buy on SuiDex because it's cheaper, right? And there's more liquidity. But anyway, that's just a cheap plug. But what you're going to notice then...
The cool thing about NoodleSpy is that it is Sui network exclusive. It's not like Dex Screener where they have all kinds of different chains. Noodles is just for Sui network. That's why it's pretty unique.
So then the bot I have, like, it understands that there's a fee that's different for each pool. The liquidity is different for each pool, but the liquidity is deep enough in both those pools to trade in and out of with, say, $50 to $100 to $200, right? You can go in and out. So then with the price, you'll notice the price of Tree is different on Turbos and on SuiDex by a tiny, tiny amount because of the percentage fee for the trade. So what our bot is doing is waiting for a big buy or a big sell on either of these pools, and then that needs to rebalance, and the bot will buy on one of them and sell on the other one to rebalance the difference, profit the difference, and take it out. So what Arbcore would be doing then would be running our arbitrage bots across all the networks, all the chains, looking for differences in tokens that have different different LPs for their coin and different token values, and it's extracting the difference between them. But my big question always with any of these kind of, also with Aurum, which is a trading bot, I don't know if they do arbitrage, but if you had that, right? If you had a bot which was able to make 1% a day, why would you share it? Why not just keep it, right? And don't tell anyone about it ever. And then make 1% a day for the rest of your life on your bot. You know what I mean? So that's always the question I have with any of these AI bots.
I would share it, but like for a huge price tag privately. That's the only way I'd share it.
Yeah. So definitely house money, definitely risk capital always for any bot one. Aurum, Arbot. There's been loads of them in the past that have gone in, and none of them are around today. So what does that mean? The proof is out there, but money is there to be made. If you get into them early enough and you use them in the right way, you can come out the other end with profit. Like blockchain money. Is it blockchain money? It's a guy in my Telegram, normal Telegram, just the Crypto Mischief chat. So he's been in Arbcore for a couple months now. He's already in profit. And now I think because he onboarded some people, they just gave him $3,000. And he was like, nice, $3,000. There we go. So like this is how you play it, right? Yeah, blockchain money. There we go.
There's the same thing happening right now with AI is instead of paying for compute, there's programs right now that are giving away free money and like access to powerful models that, they will pay you money to use instead of paying for it. And they're better than the ones you pay for, but it's complicated. So that, it's a different stream to talk about that probably, but I'll show you guys.
Hey, you mean that guy right there?
Yeah, there. He got a gift of $3,000 from them because he has been in it for long enough. He's spreading the message, telling people about the platform, and they rewarded him, right? He's right there. He says the Arbcore need the money, need the liquidity to make more cash. Because, the more capital you have in your arbitrage bot, then the bigger trades you can make, right? You can make huge trades. Like if you go into, I was looking on Sui at like tokens like Deep, right? It's kind of like the ledger of Sui network, right? Their liquidity is insane. They have like hundreds of millions of dollars of liquidity.
The same developers. It's not some third party. It's in labs.
Yeah. So it's just across different pools. They have 4 pools across Sui with like 800K, 150K, 400K, 200K. Amazing for arbitrage, right? Because you're going between 4 pools which have really, really deep liquidity, right?
Wow.
And for Sui, that's big, right? Because Sui's not Solana. But I don't know if Arbcore go across Sui. They probably do Solana, Base Chain, Ton, probably, because Ton.
Yeah, I've had a look at the transaction IDs, and I've seen some from Solana, from Ton, because it started on Ton as a trading bot on Telegram.
Okay, yeah.
They've only had the web interface since December, and I've seen some Solana, I've seen some Base Chain. So I don't know. I'm not sure about Sui, but they've got a list of exchanges which I'd need to look through. But Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I mean, it's paying out. I think the whole of February, it was averaging at 1.13% a day. There were some days where it was at 1.3, some days where it was near 1%. But either way, since December, it's been doing basically that. So I feel like it's still pretty early. These things can, I always think if it can last a year, then
Exactly.
that's plenty. Yeah. So that's the speculation I always put in. I'm like, I'm not going to jump in after 8, 9, 10 months and start promoting it and saying this is it needs to be in the earlier stage for it to, you have the runway to make your money back and also make some decent profits on it. But so far, so good. It's paying out beautifully every single day. So we'll keep running with it.
Yeah, I'm tempted to go into it, but at the moment I went into Aurum and then I kind of thought, well, I'm already in one high risk bot with money locked basically in there. Well, it's not locked. I could take it out, but I have to pay 35% tax to take the initial out. So it's not. You're gonna lose money taking the money out.
I'm in one called BG Wealth that it's pretty interesting. When you put your money in, you have to. I think it's 30 days, 40 days, and then you can pull it out without a huge tax on it. So that's pretty interesting.
BG Wealth.
Yeah, I'll send you a link on it if you want to see more about it. But I put 500 in, and it's right around 872 now. It's not too shabby.
Nice. How long you been doing it for?
It's $500. Been paying about 1.3% per day. I was doing it for a while, but during Mardi Gras, I could not make it to the trade signals because I had 4,000 people watching a live stream. So
you still recovering from Mardi Gras
videos, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched some of your Mardi Gras videos. It's pretty fun. It's like seeing you in your element. Like, it's quite funny watching you do things that aren't crypto, like doing like real life stuff. It's like, interesting.
It's like you realize you've got a body. You have a body. It's like, what?
We all know about the Mardi Gras beads, right? Peter, how they give out the beads. You know what you get in return for that, right?
Oh, we got Thomas G in the chat as well. Wreck to Riches. Nice. Yeah, dog. Thomas G here as well. Nice. Thomas G also in Aurum. And he's saying RWA is coming. Yeah, I noticed some announcement they had with gold. So they linked up with some big players in the gold world, and they're going to bring gold real world asset into Aurum.
Need to bring Thomas over to the world of Sui.
Yeah.
I think everybody should get in Sui. You can invest in any other chain using Sui. They have tunneling technology that's not available on any other network.
Brett's got some maths. 0.0135 a day times 365 is 492% APR. Sounds great for Bitcoin. Would you like to hear more about that play? How long have they paid that rate? I would like to hear more about that play.
BG Wealth, it's been open for several years now. So, be glad to show any information.
Brett has been on the stream before on the Thursday 6 p.m. He's a long-term member of the Sui.
Oh yeah, Brett's the last raffle winner. Actually, he won yesterday's raffle.
Bastard.
Yes. Current champion. Yeah.
Can someone tell me a little bit about because I've heard, look, you guys probably heard me talking about stuff before about privacy and stuff and the importance of privacy, especially in the type of world that we're sort of moving towards. But I hear that Sui is going to be implementing some kind of privacy features soon.
Yes, that is called the S2 stack. I have a video that I made about it using Notebook LM that is only like 2 minutes long that I could play that explains it perfectly. With privacy by default. Yeah. Just give me 1 second to get that video. It explains it perfectly.
I mean, privacy by default is real true privacy. It's what it needs to be. Like Monero, for example. The type of surveillance world we're moving into is going to become more and more important, I think, to have your ducks in a row when it comes to privacy and stuff like that. And after all, that is what crypto was meant for. It was meant for peer-to-peer transactions, decentralized, no middleman, no banks, no governments, nothing like that. and they've wormed their way back in. And people have actually asked them to come back in, which always surprises me. The entire point of crypto was the absolute opposite of that. But it's nice to see the privacy narrative is coming back to crypto again. I'm quite pleased about that. So obviously to hear that Sui's going to be implementing some privacy features is interesting to me. I'm all ears.
Richie, so in Noodles, this has been pretty nice to see the TVL on Tree and some of the others gradually ticking up. Millionz, I think it's just you and me, man.
No, I'm still here. I'm just pulling that video up. I gotta look for it. I have so many videos, made already. But yeah, the S2 stack, there's more involved. It's also about gasless transfers of their Sui coin called USD Sui. It's going to be a stable coin it's not gasless, but it's sponsored transfers. And
I want to know about the privacy transactions. I'm right in the lane with Millionz on that. That's something I want to know more about.
I will have it very shortly, within a few minutes. Okay. Just got to get on my computer now.
It's impossible.
Possible. Shall we transfer it over like this? There you go.
Ooh, can anyone hear me?
I can hear you, Richie.
I thought it was in the Matrix.
I think you
It
were.
looked like you were signed off.
You were in the
No,
abyss.
I was here, but I was saying the line on Tree is really nice. It's a nice line.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going up. So
It's like a feeder route.
So Tree, you haven't told us about Tree. So you've been messaging me here about Tree and the NFTs and what's happening. So what's happening?
Yeah.
I need to hear it.
So really excited about this. So today I got a message that we are pretty much ready for launch. So I'm gonna post a teaser message in just a second on X about what to expect. But basically, with Tree, when you buy your NF Tree and you hold it in your wallet, you'll have access to the game. And if you decide to stake it in what we call our Arboretum, that's when you will be able to earn passive rewards and also grow your tree at the same time. So that's going to be fun as well. So Richie, coming up when we have our discussions, we're going to need to start our schedule for the battle arena. You're muted, good sir.
The battle arena.
I'm
Yes.
ready to share that video whenever you want to put my screen share up.
Yeah, well, one more thing though on Tree though. So for this upcoming NFT mint, before, this was ages ago, but you said before you need to hold a certain amount of Tree to get the NFT mint. So how much Tree?
5 million tree, 5 million tree in your wallet to be able to take part in the minting. And
Okay.
right now, 5 million tree is extremely cheap. I mean, extremely cheap. It's let's see, to get 5 million tree. I mean, back when we were wondering about this, 5 million tree is basically $102.
Okay, that's good. It's a nice price though. That's to be eligible to mint the NFT, right?
Correct.
Okay. So if you don't have, and that's not liquidity, that's not tied to liquidity, it's just you need it liquid in your wallet, right? Just sitting there.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm going to have to take some out of Suidex.
No.
All of mine's in Suidex at the moment. So
So
Start buying it now.
yeah. So I was talking to Paste, and if you got 5 million in Suidex, you should be fine. But I'm going to get verification on that.
If you need help with that, I can also help you, man. It's
Richie, they were asking about the privacy layer of Sui Network. You might have been offline, but I had a video for them.
Oh,
yeah, we can talk about it in 1 second. We're just talking about the Tree NFT mint. So Pierre, for any of the LP and Suidex, we have an index, or I can tell you exactly how much Tree each wallet has staked in the LP. So
yes,
anyone above 5 million, then I'll just send you a list basically saying they're whitelisted.
Yeah,
the easiest way.
That is exactly what we need. That is beautiful.
For
So it
turbos, don't know.
So it means I can keep on earning yield in SUIDEX.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
And I don't have to pull anything out. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Something that I wanted to point out to everybody is this gigapump that we had in the beginning. We went to a $336,000 market cap. That was with no burns in place, no games scheduled, no nothing. We've taken out of circulation almost 137 million tokens, I believe it is now. A lot of that is burned, and a lot of it's time locked. And the other numbers that we crunched the other day, Richie, with the total amount that's out there now, it's right around 49.8% of all the tokens are committed to the ecosystem and either staking or some other action where that's basically taken out of circulation as well. So between everything, you're talking 30% of what's out there circulating now is what everybody has to work with. So if you want to get in, not financial advice, but now's the time to get in.
Right now.
I agree.
By that tree.
Peter's a good guy. We've known him for a long time, and a good project, very steady, and always putting in work.
As a matter of fact, let me get the exact number for you guys right now. Let's see.
Okay. So, Furley, you were going to tell us about privacy?
Yeah, I have my screen sharing thing ready to go. They wanted to see the video that I made. It's only like 2 minutes long. It explains the S2 stack.
Nice.
1 second for that.
Let me know when you want me to play it.
Fire away, sir.
Get the popcorn.
Who wants to end crypto's so-called glass house era? Let's dive into their huge 2026 plan. So, what was once seen as a feature, total transparency, is now seen as a massive liability. Okay, problem 1. Your killer trading strategy, it gets copied instantly, erasing any advantage you had. And then there's this. Your business payments are public, basically giving rivals your entire playbook. And of course, there's NAV, predatory bots that front-run your trades, like an invisible tax.
Richie.
So what's the solution? A huge privacy upgrade that makes confidentiality the default setting. The tech behind this is a zero-knowledge proof called a ZK snark. It's pretty wild stuff. Sui is using a specific engine for this called Groth 16, and their reason why is key. It's all about one thing, pure speed. Verifying a proof takes just 1.2 milliseconds, blazing fast. This tells you they picked raw speed over academic theory. It's a super practical engineering choice. And the payoff is huge. Sui's design means it can process these private transactions in parallel. But wait, this creates a paradox, right? Institutions need privacy, but regulators need to see what's happening. Sui's answer is a killer feature called selective disclosure, and it uses a special view key. And this chart really shows how Sui stands apart from the old school privacy coins, right? So here's how that works. An auditor gets a read-only pass to see your transactions. Simple. But this isn't just for compliance. It's also a direct economic weapon against MEV. Take the classic sandwich attack. A bot sees your trade and jumps in front to skim profit. On Sui, that just becomes impossible. The bots can't see the trades, so they can't front-run them. The result is a much fairer market. That's what's going to attract serious traders and liquidity. And this isn't just one single feature. It's a whole developer ecosystem called the S2 stack. This stack has everything you need. A gas-free stablecoin, easy logins, and even tools for AI. With USD Sui, the idea is simple. A private, on-chain Venmo experience, but with zero gas fees. And Slush gets rid of the biggest pain point. You can just log in with a Google account. So, Sui is making a massive bet that the Glasshouse era is officially over.
That was it. So yeah, that
Cool.
pretty much explained the whole thing. It's not fully implemented yet. It is ready to go, but right now transactions are still viewable. But it is fully structured and ready. It's an implementation that is going to be like over the 2026 period.
Wow, that's interesting.
It's pretty wild though, because like for example, when you send because Sui is so aggregated, right? So say you want to buy a token that is across multiple dexes. So say it's on Cetus, it's on Turbos, it's on Bluefin, right? The 3 biggest dexes on Sui. When you make a swap, what it's going to do is the Sui that you use can sometimes just be split up into 4 or 5 different places, and then it will buy on 4 or 5 different dexes, and then it will send all the tokens back to your wallet, and you'll only pay 1 gas fee. Because, like, say you had 1 Sui coin, what happens is it splits it into like 4 Sui coins, sends out, they all pay gas, but they're paying basically the same gas, smaller amounts of gas, then comes back in to get the coin. So instead of buying on 4 different dexes to get a better price with 4 gas payments, you're buying on 4 different dexes to get a better price with 1 gas payment, right? Which is cool, but then when they add the privacy to it, it will mean that people are going to be able to trade in like multiple dexes, aggregate across the spread, and no one's going to have any idea what they're doing. Like it's going to be really, really good for hiding your money.
Exactly. And somebody,
like really
somebody in the comments just said, where's that video? So if you go to my X page, x.com wisedegen, it'll be the most recent video that I post, that S2 stack video, whoever was interested in the comments.
Cool. Yeah, the word crypto comes from the Latin word cryptos, which means hidden. So the entire point of crypto was to be like a hidden currency in it, and it's been, everyone's basically been psyoped, I think. I mean, even the whole narrative behind Bitcoin, it's like, oh, it's digital gold, it's a store of value. No, bro. It was meant to be used as a currency. As the whole point of Bitcoin was to step outside the banks, separate money from state, etc., etc. And they've managed to hijack the narrative, so where people think, oh, it's just because it's like gold, it's just going to sit in my wallet, and we're just going to speculate, and then if we make a little bit of gains on it, we'll turn it back into Ponzi fiat currency again.
Millionz, you're hitting the nail on the head. That's exactly Sui Network's whole idea. They are totally old school developers. They were originally, part of the DM coin on Meta, because Mark Zuckerberg, he flew in the most intelligent engineers in the planet to design their chain, but it didn't work out. So they split it off and they made the Sui Network. Because it has Kostas Triakis. He had a PhD in cryptography in 2010 and helped expand Bitcoin. He's the lead cryptographer for Sui Network. He's designing the S2 stack. So that's why there's some really great minds and OG decentralized first mentality of the whole network. Those are the guys behind it, Mistin Labs. That's why I'm so much into the network, is the technology and the mindset of the developers. They really have something unique here. It's not even a blockchain. There is no bottleneck. It's parallel execution. That's why it's sub-second finality and programmable. It's like a computer. It's not even a blockchain.
Wow, that's interesting. It sounds as though it's moving in the direction of kind of how crypto should have been moving before the narrative got kind of jacked. So,
right. Yeah.
I mean, and then obviously now you've got Monero, I've got the FCMP update coming as well, which is going to take a huge step towards quantum resistance. This is all stuff that we need to have this stuff as tools going forward.
Kostas Triakis already solved the post-quantum protection. He already solved it and shared the technology for other chains. The same guy I was talking about. He already figured it out. And with Monero, those are ring signatures. You can't undo that. You can't share anything with anybody about Monero. It's the ultimate privacy coin. If you want pure privacy, they use it on the darknet. But you cannot share it. There's no way possible. So they're
down by the dock, baby.
Is they're making it like that, but a private key can unlock it for like the tax man, so they can see what you're doing. So that's going to bring in the institutional level, but it's privacy by default.
I thought Monero did have view keys, that are optional view keys.
It's not, but you'd have to give them access to like your own personal deal, because Monero is strictly privacy based. They do not believe in sharing anything with anybody. If you look at like the developers of Monero, they're privacy focused coin.
They're absolute purists. Yeah, I mean, it's just an incredible.
So I do love XMR Monero for sure. I hold it because there's a big market for it. There's a big use case for it because it is privacy first before anything. But Sui's trying to blend the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and the whole ZK Snarks thing is interesting as well, because I've only ever heard ZK Snarks. Well, I heard about it with from Pirate Chain, which is like it's a meme coin, so to speak, but it's obviously it is also one of the most private currencies on the planet as well. But I know they utilize ZK Snarks.
It's called zero knowledge proofs. So it's like signing something. It proves like, okay, I'm like, say for the SUI NS that Richie was talking about earlier, how you have your SUI NS. That is a zero knowledge proof signature, because you can verify with the SUI network who you are, but not give the public who you are. And a zero knowledge proof signature will be like, okay, this is this person, we can verify it, but we're not going to tell you their information, but we can verify that it's true and that they are who they say they are. That's the ZK thing in a summary.
Just watching a little Trump interview with the Japanese Prime Minister there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it said one Japanese reporter asked him, like, so can you tell me why you didn't tell anyone that you were going to attack Iran? And then Trump replied, well, you know, it was a surprise. You guys know all about surprises, don't you? Like Pearl Harbor. Like the Prime Minister just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Trump is a maniac in the best way possible. He's so memeable.
Like, you guys gave us the best surprise.
It was the same thing with the Venezuelan, you know, when they kidnapped the president. They're like, what did you do this for? It's like, we wanted their oil. What? We're taking their oil. Just straight up, he's not making excuses. Like, we wanted the oil, and he threatened me, so we kidnapped him and his wife.
Funny, man. So we got any other alpha? Any other projects? I was just looking as well earlier today at Tau, right? Which I've never bitten sore, right? I've never bought it, but it's kind of like how a couple months ago the Zcash and Monero were just ripping.
Share your screen, man.
Well, it's just CoinGecko, right? What is it? Bit and Store, TAO. Let me see. How do I share my screen?
When you're done, I have stuff going on in the SUI network. Like, they have a bank account now that's decentralized.
What? What?
Entire screen.
Well, let Richie, do his thing. I got to pull that stuff up.
You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Tau, Bit and Store. Apparently, it's like an AI. I've never really I've seen it. It's been around for ages, but I've never really paid attention to it. But then you start looking at my internet's gone to shit.
You've got more tabs open than me, Richie.
Yeah. So if you look at it on the 3-month, right? On the 3-month, it's gone down. And in the past month, when, of course, the market's been kind of going up, it's also been going up, but it's not really stopping. So it's, 275 at the moment. But you go on the yearly, and it's really pulling up. All-time high, I think it's like $700. But people say it is the AI Bitcoin, essentially. I mean, it's been around since 2023, so it's not a new token, but it's looking quite strong. I'm seeing it more in reports and news. So, I mean, when you start seeing a lot more of a project generally across social media, it might be a tip that it might just pop massively. I mean, it's already up quite big from that bottom there. It's that 170. Yeah, it's like 2x almost. So, I don't know. Might be something to watch.
Peter, I just noticed your question. I didn't notice it earlier, but I put the link there because I finally looked at the chat.
Oh, good.
I don't know. Any other printers though that's paying you guys out?
I'm gonna tell you, Richie. BG Wealth. It's been right around 1.23% per day consistently. But here's what's
how do they make the money? How do they give you the? Do you have the site? Can we look at the site? Like,
yeah.
How do they do it?
Let me pull it up real quick. Let's
see. I watch Mischief Finance. That's where I get my advice from, because I'm computer nerd, AI expert, but crypto I follow Mischief Finance. And
yeah, but like you can, like I watch Millionz, I watch the Liquidity channel because they got the alpha too, man. Like it's true, right?
I invest in people. That's what I invest in, people's integrity, what they're doing, and more than like anything else.
I invest in visibility.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
invest in.
I am
Transparency.
private by design. I have shown my documentation to Richie, but that's the only person because I wish to remain anonymous.
I've seen Wise DJ showed me his passport. He's crazy. But
Yeah, he didn't even ask. I'm just like, here's everything. You're the only person that's getting it.
Yeah. But
Let's see.
so BG, what does BG stand for? Big Gorilla.
Yes.
Big guns.
Big guns. Could be big guns. You've been hitting those Mexican gyms. You get
big time, mate. Yeah,
you get the TRT.
So he hit the gym the other day, and his stream went sideways, and he was wanting to be horizontal, but his stream was vertical. So he was like this the whole time.
Oh yeah.
But you just have to roll with it, right? You just have to roll with it.
Yes.
But there's
what part of Mexico are you in?
Mexico City. Yeah.
Oh, you're in the heart. That's really nice. That's like
man. It's
very
my
nice, modern.
Favorite city in
I'm
the
right
world.
by the border, so it's not as fancy, but that's cool.
Yeah, it's my favorite city in the world. I've done a lot of traveling in my time, and just really fell in love with Mexico City, and especially in the sort of Roma Condesa type of area. They're just the tree-lined streets, the cafes, restaurants. It's just super bougie and it's super nice. It's great for family as well. I've got my young son here as well. It's a really, really nice part of Mexico. We've traveled Mexico a lot, and I always thought that we would end up living by the beach. Like this scene behind me is a scene I got very used to when I was staying in Acapulco for a while. So I got as close to an AI image of it as I could. But it just, I like to visit the beach, but I like to live in the city. I grew up in London, and I've got everything here. I don't have to wait 7 days to get something from Amazon. I can get it like the next day. There's Ubers everywhere. It's super easy to get around.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
and then there's cool gyms. There's a couple of really nice gyms. I pay like $6 a week to train unlimited. It's a really cool place. Really, really cool place.
The cost of living is a lot lower, especially when you're doing cryptocurrency and things like this. You can still earn the same wages as if you were in the US or wherever, but the cost of living is a lot cheaper. So you actually, make your money go a lot further.
Yeah, for real. For real. Yeah, absolutely. It's not cheap in Mexico City as such, because obviously, being the capital and everything, but you get a lot more for your money than you do, for example, in the UK. And the bills are like a fraction of the price. I pay like $60 a month for gas and electric, whereas in the UK I was paying £400 a month, which is like probably $500 or $600.
The largest savings is housing. Because I'm paying $350 a month for what I'd pay $3,000 in California.
That's crazy. That's wild. Yeah. See, my apartment. It's like, because we've got a young son, Millionz. We've come to the safest area. We've come to the safest area. And it's a 2-bedroom, 100 square meters, 24-hour security. There's a gym in the apartment. There's all the trimmings, So we're not. It's not cheap, but if you try to get the equivalent place in London, I'd probably pay at least double, probably. So it's kind of maybe not as much of a difference as what you're paying. If it was just me out here, or just me and the missus, you can cut a few corners and go to a neighborhood that's, but
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It is important to be gated security. They do have places like that, in towns like where I'm in, but it's not all modern and stuff like Mexico City has, but there are options with gated and security and stuff like that. Even, in towns like this, it's more expensive because you're in Mexico City. It's like the difference between like just a regular town and like somewhere like Las Vegas. It's because Mexico City is very popular. So it has that tax on it, but it's still cheaper in comparison to like a US or UK based land.
Massively. Yeah, for sure. Like if I got an equivalent apartment in an equivalent part of London, for example, I'd be paying probably, I would say probably triple. Our apartment's about $1,400 a month. Not much extra for bills, so that's pretty much $1,500 all in. For us, that's like yeah, I would probably pay triple that in London in a similar area, like a high-end area. So it's, yeah, and you get the sunshine, right? I think someone just asked a question about what's the best time to visit. Mexico City's got such a great climate, like all year round, but the rainy season comes probably like around sort of May to July. You've got a rainy season, but it kind of rains in the afternoon. But right now it's beautiful. It's really, really great. It's not humid. It's not muggy like it is down on the coast. So yeah, I would say definitely have a look at Mexico City. If you want any recommendations, just hit me up.
If you want something like cheaper, you know, in Baja California, you can visit like areas like maybe San Felipe is super cheap, and it has like a really huge expat community. It's on the Sea of Cortez.
Is that where the Baja Blast comes from?
I'm not sure what the Baja Blast is.
That would be.
I've never had it before. I've seen it on TV. I've never had it before. I've never tried it. It's
tremendous.
It's a juice, as we say in Scotland, or a soda. Fizzy
They
juice.
have a crocodile. They grab your head and blow a whistle and pour liquor straight in your mouth, and you know, alarms and whistles going off. It's pretty
good.
wild.
Sounds like Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
It does, yeah. Sounds like Friday night for me.
Did you find those videos, Peter? I could play them locally if you want, but the videos that I made of the streamer girls about, you know, advertising the stream, but
yes. Let me show them this real quick. So Richie, this is BG Wealth. It's a very basic site.
Okay, cool. So you've been in this for months, right?
Yeah. And
proof is in the pudding. Proof is in the pudding.
And this is about the profit. It goes up a little bit every day as the total balance goes up. But today,
very rich man.
Yes. Yes. Break the bank. Go to the depths right now. But on
so $10 a day on 800, right? Nice.
Yeah. And basically what they do is they send out a trade signal twice a day, and you plug it in here. Let's see, it's it apparently has me on the mobile site for some reason. I can't get to the desktop version. Well, shoot. I don't know.
So it's a trading bot then, or it's a wealth fund, or what does it do?
Basically, what happens is they give you two trade signals. One comes in at 12 o'clock my time and 6 o'clock. And there's actually been some days to where one of the two trade signals, they would say, hey, this one's a loss. Here's your next one, to where you can break even. And every day that I've gone into it, it has not been at a loss. But they don't take all $800. They take a small portion of your money every day and do it that way.
Okay.
And what happens is they want. So I started with 500. Once I got to 750, there's not that huge tax to take it out. There's still a small tax to take it out because that's how they make their money, pulling it out. But yeah, it's not that huge tax, and it's not locked up for a long time either. Technically, it's not locked up. You just choose which tax bracket you want to pay it out of. But this, there's some that have gone a whole lot heavier into it, and they've actually pulled their principal, and they're rolling all of that out. I'm doing the same thing as Millionz. I've got just a little bit in there, and that's kind of how I'm rolling with it right now. But it's been consistent enough for a while, so I feel pretty comfortable sharing it online.
It's good, man. Another one to go for. BG Wealth. There's another one. There's a couple. There's one called something Bonds. Bear Bonds. I think it's linked to DexFi that a lot of people.
Bear Bond. Oh no, Bernard Bonds. Millionz, take it away, man.
Oh, Burner Bonds. I'm not in it actually, but it's something.
Millionz is.
About. You're in Bernard Bonds.
Bernard Bonds.
As
in Bernard, as in Saint Bernard. Yeah, it's like it's from AJ Brockman's and the team. It's basically linked to. You have some exposure to the DexFi vaults. I mean, I saw a video on this. It's been paying out since June last year. So it's been about nine months or so. And it's again completely transparent. Like everything's on DBank. You can't hide anything. It's completely out in the open. And the average APR is like 60% APR, which is really, really nice. And I saw some videos on this one months ago when Ethereum was like all-time high, and the bonds were around sort of $250 or something like that. Yeah. So I decided against it at that point. And when I came back to revisit it recently, obviously with the whole market being flat, this is where I like to come in and grab up the value. So I was seeing the bonds were like $39. So I put about 3K in and bought up a ton of bonds at this price. So it's basically you go in with Ethereum on base, and it's been printing an average of around 60% APR. I think at the moment it's around 50. It's like dropped a little bit, but I've seen it as high as 100, plus it fluctuates with the market as a non-Ponzi thing would do. And but basically it's given me exposure to Ethereum as well, because I will go in with Ethereum at this price, but if I want to pull any bonds out, say for example Ethereum does a 2x, a 3x or whatever, and I want to sell some bonds, I get the Ethereum back at the value it is at the time. So it obviously gives me nice exposure to Ethereum as well, which I felt I was a little underexposed to. So for me, it was a bit of a no-brainer to be earning USDC yield on that on a daily. So it kind of is a sort of a set and forget play, but the team's totally, AJ and the team, they're completely transparent and there's nothing hidden. It's all real yield. So I'm happy to stick some and buy another bond a week off the yield or whatever, and keep keep going with it.
So how is it different to the DexFi? Because it's the same technology, right, that they're using.
Yeah.
I some DexFi.
I never really explored DexFi that much, so I'm not sure what the difference is. I think this is like a really simplified. They call it the easy button for DeFi yield. So it really is like it's basically just ETH on base. You click mint, and it auto stakes your bonds, and you start earning. It's very, very simple. It's very nicely put together. I don't know what the difference
is. Yeah.
Here's your answer right here.
It's the same. It's the same. They merged it. Okay. Yeah, because Pierre, I'm sharing my screen if you can show it. So I'll show you what. So I've been in Dex bonds since they launched, right? And like we were saying before, because I bought the bonds about $200, I think was my initial buy. Got a lot of bonds. At the moment, I've got 53 bonds, right? But all-time high bond price was about $11,000. That was at the top of the market. Bear markets are brutal because now it's worth $2,000. This is with compounding as well, right? So it's like the bonds went from 250, I think maybe. If we go to it doesn't show my last bought one, but yeah, it's down there. So like you're saying though, I've got them because I want exposure to the market, right? I don't want to have to invest into every single coin that just pops up randomly and then think, oh, I need to get it. Like I just want them to do it for me, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So now the strategy, because I talked to AJ a lot, right? Because he's one of the advisors for SuiDex as well. So like we have an open chat where we talk about strategies and things. And he told me, he's like, oh, Richie, there's a referral system for this as well, which is good, right? But I haven't used it yet because I'm not buying them yet. I'm waiting for, say, if Bitcoin gets down to 50, right? That would mean we'd probably see an all-time low in the bonds. And that would be the time to start thinking, okay, now I need to start buying into positions. That's when, this will be definitely one of the plays. I'm just waiting to start getting into this. Because it's still, even today, there's $8 here. There's 42% APR. I don't know if the APR is the same in Bernard bonds or not.
I think it's about the same, yeah.
Okay.
It's 42.24 on the Bernard bond side right now.
Okay, so it's the same. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, but it pays. It works. The only problem with the bonds at the moment is not their problem. Well, it's not their doing, right? They don't control. DexFi, they have their own token, but they don't really hold their own token in the bonds. It's all pairs. You can click here. The current fund is $2.6 million, right? So $2.6 million at market bottom. almost, right?
Yeah.
I think maybe we got like 20 or 30% down, right? Maximum, maybe 40.
Hey, Richie,
right?
listen to this. So if you go to Bernard Bonds and connect your wallet, it shows your stats from DexFi.
Ah, cool. This is interesting. Yeah, so you can check out their bonds here. Right? So there's 2.4, completely transparent. What are they holding, right? So they got 2 million in base. For some reason, they still got some money on Sonic. Bad choice. I don't know why they.
Wow.
They're some on BNB chain 50 grand. So majority, almost all of it's on base chain, right? Basically, so you can come and think, okay, what are they doing on base? You can see they're holding some, not much, like $2,000 liquid. Everything's an LP. So they're with that coin Banker, an AI coin. They have Tibber, meme coin. They have some with GDEX, $41,000 with their own coin in USDC. Barely anything, right? The next is all tied with ETH with this, ETH with that. Like 3 pools, vaults. Like it's endless. Zora, endless amounts of liquidity spread across the entirety of DeFi. So I think that's why the bonds have gone down so cheap, of course, because they're really affected by altcoin performance. But
Right.
altcoins go up just as much as they go down, right?
Here. I mean, this is why I watch Mischief Finance and Richie, because he actually looks into stuff before he just publicizes it. That's why I felt confident,
But they make it easy, right? Like there's a link. Anyone can go here and look at what they're doing. So that's why actually I'm watching what they're doing and I'm thinking, okay, if DexFi at the moment are in Clonch, which is a meme coin, and they're in Tibber, which is a meme coin, maybe these are going to take off. Maybe they're not, right? If they're in Ray, I don't know what that is, but you'd be like, well, I'm going to check. They've got lots of money in REI. I've never heard of it in my life, right? Have you?
REI on base?
I don't know. No idea.
Yeah.
But so that's what they think is going to run, right? So they're making decisions on, okay, we think that these are going to do really well. And they want the yield, right? They want the volume from these pairs and liquidity so that they get more funds to pay the USDC out to people, right? So they've got to get this balance. They could put everything in stable coins, but then the yield would be 1%, you know? Like they could put it all in ETH USDC, but then the yield would be 4%, you know? And people wouldn't buy the bonds. So that it is this kind of balance of how degen can you put it to get more volume, essentially. But all of these, they'll hit their bottom, and altcoins go up way more than blue chip assets. So
degens are gonna degen, that's for sure. They degen hardcore.
But this is like the smartest way to spread yourself for the upturn in the market. Definitely.
Yeah,
So-
I couldn't resist the bonds at $39. Like after seeing them at $250, when I revisited, I was like $39. Okay, take my money, take my money.
Yeah, it's cheap because here I've got 0.03 ETH here just sitting there, so I can just come here and be like, okay, I'll buy another bond. Because to be honest, because I bought most of my bonds, like the cheapest I've bought so far is $78, right? Because after they got down to $70, I was like, right, I'm going to wait. I'm going to see how low they go before I start buying, right? But even here, like the ETH I would have spent on one bond, I can now get 3.
Yeah.
So like, okay, I'll buy another bond. So you just buy the bond, it goes through, and then sticks in your position and increases your earning. Sell the bond at any time for a 10% tax is the deal, right? As well. So you could redeem them if you wanted to, but of course I won't redeem because I'm 51% down profit and loss at the moment. So it's squeaky bum time. Oh, here we go. My most expensive bond was $250. Oh no, $266. Yeah. Yeah. Looks like a most expensive one.
It just shows the potential upside. You know, when things are going well, when Ethereum's up at sort of 4-5K, it starts to look like a completely different landscape. So
Yeah.
I hedged on the lower bond price and just happy to sit back and see what happens from here.
Yeah, exactly, right. And like for me in a position with this many bonds, if I just wait for these to go back up without buying more bonds at a low price, I'm kind of making the wrong choices there. So it should be but I just want that big Bitcoin dump. That's what I want. Like I want.
Yes.
So we're here, right? We've got. Let me zoom out. Daily. Okay. So we've already. This is last cycle. We're basically here. This is where we are. We're doing the same thing. We're we're coming at that resistance zone. Like it's the same thing happening over here. So there's a lot of arrows and stuff, but and my line is still intact. So it was basically like, we zoom in here. Like I drew this months ago. Resistance on this line. My thinking was we're going to get up to about 80. So we still have till the roundabout start of April, where I think the momentum will continue to come back up to around about 80K is what I'm expecting Bitcoin to do. And then from there, we're going to dump, and we're going to dump horribly. It's going to be amazing. For anyone who's worried about it, just think that you can buy, right? So if Bitcoin dumps 44%, right? Because it did it in the last cycle, and we're following the cycle. We're following the last cycle almost completely entirely in unison. The same amount of weeks, like you were saying about the moon, right? Like the Bitcoin cycle is completing almost to the week in this cycle 4 years ago and this cycle here. And even better, it's doing the same thing that happened 4 years before in the other cycle, almost to the week, right? So it's almost bang on the same things happening all the time.
That moon cycle chart, Richie, it's freaking wild. Millionz. Where do we find that? Do you remember?
I put it on my X account actually. So basically, it charts the blood moons, and in every scenario going back over the previous cycles, there is basically a bear market when the blood moon cycles are happening. Now we've just had the very last one in the cycle, and there isn't another one now until basically January 2030, and it's in that gap. Previous cycles, it's where that sort of few year gap comes in. That's where the bull markets happen. So it's hard to ignore it at this point, because there is so much historical data to show that once that final blood moon hits, you have this breathing space that appears to come, and that's when the bull markets come. Don't take my word for it. You can have a look at it for yourself. I did put the chart on my X, but I'll put it up again as well this week. So
going up right now.
Somebody asked a question in my chat. They said, Richie, how does the halving cycles have to tie into those periods you're talking about? Like when the Bitcoin halving, are they connected?
Well, I'm still interested in this moon theory as well. Because the other day I was learning about the business cycle, right? So the business cycle is, they're really long. Business cycles take decades, right? And generally when the business cycle ends, it's a guy called Into the Cryptoverse, right? He's talking about oil prices spike generally at the end of a business cycle. And at the end of the business cycle is when it signals a recession, worldwide global recession kind of idea. So the last time oil spiked.
The blood moon chart in your inbox.
Ah, the blood moon. The bloody moon. Let me see. Okay, got it. Bring that over here. Okay, what's going on? Oh, okay. So it's always up. Everything's always going up.
Yeah,
Millionz
so you can
explain this a whole lot better.
You can see where they chart the blood moons with the vertical lines.
Is this Bitcoin price or?
This is the. Is this the overall? Let's zoom in a little bit. I can't remember if it's the overall market cap.
Bitcoin.
Is it Bitcoin? Yeah.
And that's literally talking about when the blood moon happens in astronomy, like actual blood moon.
You see all the blue lines going down. That's when you're in the blood moon cycle, and where they're all quite close together. So you get the downward trend, and as soon as that last horizontal line comes, after that you can see the immediate green trajectory upwards until the next cycle. Now, I've drawn in the final green arrow there, very high tech, but you can see the 3rd of March was the last horizontal line on that blood moon cycle. The next one that we're going to experience is going to be basically at the very, very end of 2029. So it's going to be like literally the last day of 2029, I believe, is the next one. So we've got a very substantial gap now, which historically would say gives us the breathing room to go into a full-on uptrend. So I'm watching very carefully to see this play out, if it plays out in real time, because obviously at the moment I'm only looking at historical data. I've been looking at all of this sort of stuff for the past sort of year or two, and to see it mapped out like that, I'm watching very, very carefully, because we did have an immediate upturn straight after the blood moon finished, literally the following day. I think Bitcoin pumped over 70k. I think it was down at about 65. I think it went over 70k straight away. Look, we'll see. I don't want to get too woo-woo with everyone, but it's something to look at.
Yeah, it's like if you watch this, right? So this is the last 4-year cycle top to the, so if you take a measuring tool, right, and you just go from all-time high top to where it floored, we were 80 days, right? And then you come to R1, current cycle, you come to all-time high top to the bottom, and we are, what's that, 79 days, right? You then take the percentage change from this last 4-year ago cycle, from all-time high to the floor, it went down 52%. And then you come up to this one, and you come up and you check in the same time scale, we go all-time high down to the floor, it went down 35%. So it went down less, right? Which is quite good. But so the time scales are different, but the dips are less, which is good to hear. But then if you go from the time to this floor, we are then 47%. So possibly that's the second last dump, right? Would be if you went along the same slightly different time scale, but to the floor price. So then you have dump here, relief rally up 43%, and we're currently in that. So we dumped here. Relief rally would be around about up to about here, which would be actually 85, right? But I'm thinking we'll go up about 28%, which would be 80k, and then we go down and we dump. And the last final dump from the relief rally in the last cycle was 61%. So if we do that from 80k, we would go all the way down to 30k Bitcoin.
So the halving cycles are not really considered in these calculations? They don't matter?
This is a halving. This is the 4-year. So this is a 4-year cycle. This is a 4-year cycle. Bitcoin has a halving every 4 years. And generally, if you go back and look at 1, 2, and 3, even with everything that happened in COVID and all that fucking craziness, they match up almost completely to the weeks for 12 years of Bitcoin price performance. And the cycle is just, the halving is when the amount of Bitcoin that is able to be mined is halved, right? It's getting so small now that it doesn't really have an effect on the price, I don't think, that much. This is something more.
What it mainly affects is the ability to make more of them, because the compute cost to make more becomes more than they're actually worth. That's why it's,
the production cost of Bitcoin goes up, of course, with more people mining it as well, though. But I think this is more just psychology of how people see high-risk asset, like something like we can only deal with it for 4 years. It's quite strange. But it makes it really easy to predict what's going to happen, like, in my opinion. Like,
I can tell you that over the I've been in crypto since late 2019, and the best darn mechanism that I have found to DCA into Bitcoin has been Sui Farm, hands down, because paying out Victory token and
absolutely
DCA into it is often, Millionz has the single-sided Bitcoin put in, and he
I like that one.
On that.
Because you just stack and if you like I said before, if you hold your assets in the single asset on Sui Farm, then when the emissions close, when the emissions finish on that, the tax for leaving turns to 0, right? I'm going to turn it off because I have that ability, right? I can change all the deposit taxes. Like we put down the tree from we'll put the deposit fee down to 2% from there. Like we can even put it down to 1, if for your NFT launch, we can get more liquidity, right? Like, so
the
for these,
the reason why I like this project mostly is because Richie is the developer. It's not like a project he is speculating on. This is his project. That's why I have more trust and faith in it. So
I control everything that happens here with the pools. Yeah. So for example, if you're going in the Bitcoin one, you get 50% APR on Bitcoin, 4% in, and it says 4% out. But when this closes, which will be in another 6 months or something like that, 7 months I think, until finally the APR emissions end into the single stake, I'm just going to turn this withdrawal fee to 0. Everyone who's been in here, thank you for supplying some fees to help with the token locker and the Sui Trump burns. The fee is now 0. Take your coins and go do what you want. So the way to do it is, if you're in the single stake, just sell some of the victory into the Bitcoin and rotate it back in. Stack your bag, essentially, right?
And there's an 80%, the fees, 80% goes back to the community. That's kind of unheard of.
Exactly. Yeah, because from that 4% is going into the victory locker, 4% is buying and burning Sui Trump, which we just did, but I don't know if the bot fired. Did the bot break again?
That's one thing that I think is cool about looking at the price of Sui Trump on CoinGecko is you could see the supply shrinking in real time when you go to the CoinGecko listing. It shows originally 10 billion, then it shows what's circulating. So you could actually see it happening.
Oh, the burning, yeah. But I've been thinking about burning.
CoinGecko the final boss?
Kinda, yeah.
I think CoinMarketCap, you can just pay a fee. CoinMarketCap is pay to play. CoinGecko actually has some standards.
They didn't burn. I'm gonna burn. So we're gonna burn some Sui Trump. I bought some, and it didn't burn. Don't know why. Slush Wallet also is the final boss. There's a bunch of stuff on Sui that's the final boss, to be honest.
For verification of a project, Slush Wallet is the final boss. It's easier to get verified on all the projects, all the chains, but to get a verified coin logo on Slush Wallet is extremely hard, and there's not even a set strategy for it. It's just whatever, they don't tell you why.
We're gonna burn $200 of Sui Trump. So I've been thinking about the buy and burn. It's good, getting rid of tokens, buying tokens and getting rid of them is great, right? But then I've been thinking about it, and I'm kind of bridging a little bit more to thinking that maybe bought and burned LP might be a way to go. Also with Sui Trump, I'm not sure.
Is that good for a tree to do something like that, Richie?
Well, if you have bought and burned LP, it means that you're always giving value for people to sell into and buy into, right? If you're just buying and burning the tokens, of course, it's good because there's less tokens on the market and they're disappearing through buy pressure, but no one really sees it, right? Because it's gone. It's vanished, right? They just see a number that says it's gone, right? Whereas if you're buying and burning LP, then the LP is still, people are still able to trade through the LP. So it might be, so I'm kind of thinking about it a little bit more. I might pivot and then use, say you pair Sui Trump with Sui and then burn it. Whatever DEX you burn it into, then it will be there forever for people to trade with.
How do you permanent LP burn on Sui DEX?
Yeah, well, then I was thinking because I started yesterday with the Arbot. Yeah, I did burn it. See, I burned it, but the bot didn't fire. Fucking bot.
Peter, I remember watching a video with you and Richie about the liquidity to market cap comparison. That's important too. Both those projects have really high liquidity to market cap ratios, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
So this is what. So yesterday, actually, I started burning some LP. So this is the Arbot setup, right? So what's happening is been running for 4 days. In 4 days, we made $47 of profit, which is nice. So the last 24 hours have been quite slow. There's been not much opportunity, as you can see from these gauges, right? What these gauges are doing is checking when there is an opportunity of arbitrage. This is Sui DEX. The pools we're protecting on Sui DEX from our bots. And then down here we have the different LPs in Sui DEX that we're protecting as well. And then we have here, this is non-Sui DEX pools that I'm hunting. This is where I'm going to Cetus, going to Bluefin, going to Aftermath, going to Turbos, and trying to capture arbitrage trades from them, then take it back to Sui DEX, buy LP, and then burn the LP is the whole plan, right? So we're hunting Lofi, Toilet, Gold, Hydal, Bitcoin, Turbos token, Blue token, loads of Bitcoin ones, NavX, all of these coins I'm hunting, right? So I can watch them here and see how the spread is going for different ones. It's a lot of numbers, no, but I'm using this. I'm a visual learner, so I'm using all the.
and Richie, a lot of this is because of the SUI network architecture and how it's built is why all this is possible. You couldn't just do this on any chain to this level of information that they share that's available.
I could, but it wouldn't be in SUI Move. It'd have to be in Solidity. But yeah, you can make Arbots on any chain, man. So and then here you can see all the trades that we've saw. Actually, at the moment, the best performing one is gold, SUI with gold, which is quite interesting.
It's the finality speed of it that makes it possible to snipe stuff. Because on Ethereum, you don't finalize a transaction in 400 milliseconds. That's what makes these bots effective, is the finality speed.
Yeah, but there's Arbots on every chain, man. Like different strategies for every chain, basically.
Richie, how do you burn LP tokens on SUI DEX?
I haven't done it yet because I was trying to figure it out and I couldn't, so I burnt them on Cetus because I was like, I just want to burn them, right? So at the moment, we're adding Victory and SUI to Cetus LP and burning in there because on Dex Screener, the SUI DEX pools aren't shown, right? And I want more exposure for Victory on Dex Screener. And until Dex Screener show us, then at the moment, I'm just buying the LP and I'm holding it on Cetus. I'm not burning it at the moment. When finally, hopefully one day in the future, we get listed on Dex Screener, I can just take the LP, move it onto SUI DEX and burn it in there, basically, is my plan. Because I want people to see that we have LP. At the moment, if people go to Dex Screener and they look at Victory, there's barely any chart, there's barely any LP because they don't show a SUI DEX, right? So it's really annoying.
It's the actual LP token that you're burning, right?
That's why
I will be burning the LP token, yeah.
NoodleSpy is the best site for that.
So
what is it?
for burning LP token on SUI DEX is quite simple because we don't have NFTs. Like if you make a LP on Cetus, it's going to give you an NFT, right? Like Uniswap.
Yeah.
On SUI DEX, because at the moment we're V2, you get a token. So then you just send that same token to the burn address and it would burn it. The same way you burn Tree, right? You just send it to 00000 wallet.
So like I've got some Tree token that's not staked in SUI Farm. Where do I find that LP token?
Let me ask my AI. I can give you the contract address for Tree.
Yeah, because on SUI network,
we're going down by the dock again.
Most LPs are Web3 style, like CLMM and DLMM. With the Master Chef style, with the LP token, it's pretty much the only farm on the entire network that's even doing it in this manner. So that's why it's very unique. So it's not the same as Cetus or the other ones.
Yeah. So we have SUI DEX Tree Pool here. Yeah. I don't know if I've never tried this actually. So if we go to SUI DEX, go to DEX. So it's just an LP coin. Like Uniswap did back in V2 days. So this is just, I don't know if this would come up or not. That's the LP token. No, it won't. Okay, interesting. So if I buy some Tree, for example, and
is
then
the pool address the LP token address?
Yeah, pretty well. I'll show you, right? So if I make some liquidity with Tree, right? Tree and SUI.
Yeah, when you add the liquidity, it gives you an LP token, and that's what you put in the farm. That's what enables you to farm it. You got to make the LP token.
Yeah, so this is going to make a coin, not an NFT, so it's made it, right? So if I come to my Slush wallet and we want to find a token, how do we find a token on this thing again? Add a token. Add a token. Search. Coin. No, it's giving me the wrong one.
You probably have to look on the SUI scan. It probably won't show up on the wallet.
No, it's giving me the Turbos one. But anyway, so I'll send you the address. It's just got to find it. Then you would find the coin in your wallet. For Nightly, they all show, right? But for Slush, they haven't verified us, so it doesn't show because Slush are shit.
Yeah.
So
Nightly's the professional wallet.
Yeah.
In Nightly, the SUI DEX shows up in their applications. Like when you go to the bottom, go to the apps, you don't have to put in the web address on Nightly wallet. It's actually an application right there in the wallet. So Nightly is really cool for that because they actually look at projects that have good tokenomics, integrity, and been verified. So they add it. Slush Wallet is just like, who knows how to get on there. But Nightly is much more professional. But Slush is the official wallet of the network, but it's not really ran correctly, in my opinion. But
so here we have 5 Sui, some tree, and it gave me this, right? I got 33 billion coins, right? This is the LP. So then you can probably come into, but the problem is again with Sui, because Sui is really annoying. Sui Vision haven't fully verified what's happening with us. Because again, Sui doesn't work like Ethereum does or base chain.
They do have that new Walrus Explorer. That is their own Explorer. The Walrus one just came out.
Still centralized though, so it means that everything that you need has to be verified by whoever's running the blockchain explorer, which doesn't happen on other chains. It just happens automatically, right? So for this, for example, I'm trying to see the events, but I've got to take the raw JSON, I've got to copy this, I'll paste it into an AI, then I'll ask it a question, then it'll answer me the question. It's really a pain in the ass. So Sui suck at some sense.
We're gonna brute force our way in there, whether they like it or not.
Yeah. So anyway, so eventually I'll get the contract address. I'll put it into Slush, and then you send it to the burn wallet, and that would give you that would burn the LP, right? But for now, with the Artbot, what's happening is every $5 that I make, well, every at the moment, the way I'm running it is 50% of all the profit made by the Artbot is going to burn Sui Trump and Victory LP. So every $5 of Sui Trump, every $5 it makes on this side, it's going to buy and burn Sui Trump and Sui LP. But at the moment, it's only buying it, it's not burning it, and it's going to put it on Cetus. And here we're going to buy and burn, or we'll just buy $5 of Victory and Sui LP. So every $5 this racks up, automatically the contract buys it, pairs it in liquidity, and just leaves it there. When finally we get tracked on Dex Screener and we have more visibility, then I will move it to SuiDex and burn it. Or they get V3 ready on SuiDex, and then I'll
Richie, I think it's important to point out that, this is like the bonus, this is on top of what they're getting on the farm. It doesn't affect what they actually get. That's scheduled in the contracts of the farm. You still earn the same amount of victory. That's all set in stone. This is, bonus on top of what you're already earning, this part of it, right?
So Richie.
So Slush Wallet don't find it. That's the problem. They suck. That's their problem. Let's try Nightly.
So Richie, I was talking to Millionz about this several times about Sui waking up. So it seems like when we were talking, the magic number for Sui is basically about $2.20. That's when Paca theoretically will come back online. I mean, right, Millionz?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the figure I heard was $2.20 or $2.30, something like that, for Paca to come back to life.
Yeah,
because I've got a fairly big wedge waiting in there, so I need Sui to wake up.
Wedge waiting to pop out.
Yeah, exactly. So
I feel in the next bull run, like when everything starts going hot, I believe that Sui will outperform all the other L1s as far as growth. It's going to be explosive. That's I'm fairly certain.
Bring it on.
If you look at Solana, like how it went from like $10 to like 300, Sui Network's on a path and a trajectory 3 times as fast as Solana, and it has better technology because Solana is built on just Rust. It's not even capped. You can make more with them. And Solana is a giant, they have a huge market cap, and Sui Network is better technology. It's capped, and it's the Solana killer, but it's going to take, a bull run and actual action for people to start paying attention to it.
So what you see is whenever the bot, so this is a victory one. So whenever the bot compounds, I can compound at any time in my thing. So this is pretty cool. I coded this in. So if I press compound into here, this is where I'm tracking the trades in Telegram as well. Eventually this will be public, so people will be able to see it, but I'm still tuning. I want to get it. You see here, I've got like failed trade. So not every trade is successful at the moment. But if I press compound here, what it's going to do is it's going to force compound 45 cents into Sui Trump LP and 45 cents into Victory LP. And then it just does it. It creates the LP on Cetus and done. Like, it's amazing what Sui can do. Like, it's so versatile that you can actually just type into a Telegram to Compound, and it's going to do things on chain with a wallet that's not connected
cool.
in any way to Telegram, right? So it's doing its thing.
Wow.
Don't know. Yeah. And then eventually you'll see in here where the tree buys are coming in. Look at that tree buy, Sui Trump buy. You'll see in here the announcement that the Compound has gone through. But at the moment it's, I don't know what, it's stuck. It was working yesterday. Definitely working yesterday. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on at the moment.
And Peter, you're gonna show any of those e-girls? I mean, they're talking about the stream and stuff.
Yeah, let me pull the e-girl up real quick.
The e-girls.
The e-girls, yeah, they're talking about, you know, check this out.
Well, let me look this up.
When you have high definition, like really, you know, attractive assets talking about your projects, and you can dictate what they say, it's pretty effective.
Yeah, she has attractive assets.
And I have shown people how to do this in the Telegram. I've shown them the secret sauce and exactly how to do it. And our own community has started to make their own videos with the assets that I created. So yeah, it's
interesting. Let's see.
Yeah.
Right now before you miss out. Oh my God, this Sui Dex and Yield Farm is so hot. You losers better invest right now before you miss out. Oh my God, this Sui Dex and Yield Farm.
Yeah, so those are all just made up synthetic people. It's not copying. It's not a deep fake. Those are synthetic assets that I created with AI, and you can just use Grok, imagine image to video to make them say anything you want, and it's you own it, you know, because you made it. You're not copying anybody, so they're pretty effective.
There you go.
It's pretty good. So now we have Sui Dex Girl. If you notice on X, more people are taking her image and making different videos. So now there's more community-made Sui Dex Girl videos of her doing. It's all safe for work, but she's just coming up with like different. I like the one where she's got like the shining hands. Have you seen that one, Furley? I don't know who made it, but they just took the image and then created their own videos from the.
Brett,
from the same
I know
world.
Brett Prince has made a lot of videos. Even Sunny. One of the OG holders, that's a female, I believe, and she's even made videos with it because in the Telegram I have the original high definition 4K image because it was made with Google's AI Studio with an API key, because if you use Gemini, you're not going to get full 4K and it'll have a star on it. But if you use, you know, the Google AI Studio with Nano Banana 2, you get full 4K. You could decide the ratio. And then you use that as your first frame in the Grok Imagine image to video creator. And then you put what you want them to say in the prompt. And you could put the seconds of the video like in brackets from 0 to 3 seconds, what they do, and then what they say. And it'll come out exactly like that. So it's pretty nice.
Richard, what's the latest on Sui Dex games?
So yesterday I worked with Furley, actually. We made a document to give to the team to fix the DEX issues, because there's a lot of things we don't like about the DEX in terms of like response problems, glitching. Sometimes the trade route just goes random for no reason. So I gave this whole document to the developer who's working on fixing the DEX at the moment, or improving the DEX, because nothing's broken, but it's just some glitching. So I gave him all these things and I said, I want you to fix this and the leaderboard so that we can get the airdrop sent. Once all that's done, then I want to launch the game, because I don't want him to be working in 2 places at the same time and kind of that, because then he's going to probably make mistakes, right? I want him to completely finish, make the DEX completely smooth, no weird glitches or anything going wrong on it, and then launch the games. So we're up on the test at the moment, the test site with the changes that he's made from yesterday, so I'm going to check them today. And if they're all good, which they might be, but there might be some issues as well, then we'll see. Like even small things, like when you look at your assets on Sui Dex, you should see the dollar value of the asset as well, right? You shouldn't just see the coin. Like I know I have 8 Sui, but I want to know how much dollar value that 8 Sui is worth, right?
Yeah.
Which we should show.
It looks like somebody commented about that price range, the price you were talking about, Millionz. They said one of the Sui price officially mentioned by Scott,
magic number
225.
No, yeah,
as far as what I'm working on, I made a whole meme coin arcade pack where you could trade the sprites in and out, but I have that all offline that I'm doing. But I'm planning on maybe putting it on the SuiDex games site if possible. But it's basically an interchangeable pack, like Subway Surfer, Flappy Bird, Snake, a whole bunch of different games, and you could plug and play different avatars of your coin. So it's already built. And to change the avatar like of the meme coin, you just change the sprite in the application. So, I could have like the tree token, a whole pack of games that we just put the tree token avatar as the sprite, and it changes the color scheme and the coin. There's 3 different sprites you could change out, and it customizes it to your project. And it's just something to do. It's not even connected to the network. It's just entertainment only, because I felt that was better for me to work on is stuff that has nothing to do with connecting wallets. It's just entertainment, but it does keep score in case you want to plug it into some sort of prizes or giveaways.
Yeah, so what we have, I've shared my screen again. Yeah, he's made some of the changes already, which is good to see. He changed the color to some horrible brown color, though. That's disgusting.
Oh, God. That's copper.
Yeah.
Price of copper's going
continuity.
Up. Brown and purple, that's a choice. I'll tell him to change that. But basically, so you can see here we have a balance of 8 Sui. It has the price of, say I put 1 Sui, it's going to tell me the 96 cents, right? 97. So you're going to have the dollar value of your funds. So we go to 7, it's going to say $6.96. So simple things like that will be, like I told him, like, why don't we have this? We should have. The developer before on the UI was actually unable to do this. This is why we changed developer for UI, not for backend. Here, the root option as well, that was making some mistakes where the root would randomly change to like a trade, which is not good. So I told him, stop fucking around with roots, just give the direct root. I don't need 3 roots for some of these coins. Nobody needs to go through 3 roots on a trade unless it's really, really needed. So generally just go for this. So that's fixed. Then the other things I told him were, if someone wants to add a coin to SuiDex, they paste in the contract address, right? But you can't save it on your computer. So say I took a random coin from Noodles and I want to put it into SuiDex, I should be able to import it onto my own wallet so that it's always there, right? And also, if someone adds liquidity onto SuiDex, the token should immediately be visible on the DEX. Not like I've added liquidity, but I don't see it. Like, why is there, before there was some verification process. So he's doing that so that anyone can, as soon as an LP is added on the DEX, the token will show in the swapper.
And some of that information depends on the cookies that are saved in your browser. Like if somebody's, doing something on their computer and they've done it before, if you have cookies that have your own personal information that's saved for your own browser, it'll make it look different. So it depends on each person what they've looked at previously with how websites work.
Richie, the Muse community, they have created their LP on SuiDex. They are looking to move from, I think it's Moonbags to SuiDex to hold their LP, which is great.
Yeah, I know those developers. They're very persistent in being, followers and fans of what Richie and I are doing on the network. They're always on Spaces talking about their project, so they're pretty cool.
They are also working on a game as well for Sui, so that's good to see as well.
Yeah, because you can see here, like, there's a lot of people. If you go in the pool section, you'll see there's a lot of pools made by different coins because they just want to get visibility, right? But the problem that we have in the DEX is that I was telling the guy yesterday is that, so here we have like SB coin and Sui Trump. Someone made that liquidity, fair enough, they made it. But if you come to the swap and you type in SB, even though the liquidity exists on the DEX, there's no coin, right? Which doesn't make any sense. So I told him anyone that has liquidity on SuiDex, their coin should show immediately. So there's some weird gatekeeping verification thing that was made by the last guy who made the DEX on the UI that has also been fixed. So it's all these little niggly things that I told him, just fix everything, make everything better. Look, like, I hate this color though, but but the function of it all, once all that's done, then we go to SuiDex games. So the faster he works, the faster we can get it done.
The coins that have a farm position on the DEX are, for me, some of the best projects on the network in the meme category. The Sui Trump, the Tree, and the Aquashock coin as well. So the developer was on last Thursday for Aquashock.
How was done? He's doing good?
Yeah, he was on. If you go to last Thursday's stream, he came on for like 15 minutes, talked about what he's doing. He's steadfast, holding strong, but it's a down market, and he has a small project, but he's definitely dedicated. But he's a good friend of mine. I talk to him personally all the time. He came on the stream, so he's a good guy. And of course, Peter's on there. We know Tree is awesome, and Sui Trump is my ultimate favorite, my biggest bag holding for sure. Besides, the decks and everything.
Millionz?
Because this is all I do full time.
What you got holding in the decks of Sui?
I've got my Sui Trump. I've got my Tree. I've got what else have I got? I've got a big Bitcoin position, and I've got a Victory Sui position. I think they're my main positions. I'm pretty sure.
The thing I like about Sui Trump coin is that it has entry and exits of only 1% when the other categories in that, when the other coins in that category are a little more expensive. So it makes sense to invest Sui Trump in the farm because it makes a whole flywheel. It's like 1% entry. It's cheaper to enter a farm position, and then the buy and burn, and then the staking victory getting paid out in Sui coin bonuses on weekly epochs. You can really do a pretty good flywheel of strategy that Richie's gone over in detail on his past videos.
I can tell you this, Richie, in the farm itself, I don't use it all the time, but when I do, I park it there is USDT and USDC. If I just need to park some cash, make sure to take advantage of that farm. Very useful.
There is that guy B that has the videos where he's like, you can show this to people that want to see it's working. He's like a super whale. He's like, I'm making $200 a day, and he does it on live video. But he has like,
that would be the Elon of the Muskie.
Yeah, Elon. But I mean, he's a cool dude. He's been followed Richie a long time, and sometimes we'll come on the stream and be like, this guy's legit. Buy the coin. Shut the fuck up. Like he's very direct.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the one I like. Yeah, I'm gonna have to head off quite soon. God.
You going to the bar?
11 o'clock. No, it's 11 o'clock in the morning. I need to go and do some exercise. Hit the gym. Yeah, this. If you show this is the one that if they made. Yeah, so
if you want to see that video, my TikTok, I got all those crazy.
Yeah, so this is from the image that Furley made of like Sui Dex girl. She'll soon be. You can have her in your own house. You can buy her, whatever. But they just take the image and then they make whatever they want from that same person. So we'll see if that.
Yeah, it's awesome right there, Brett. Brett posted it.
Has the potential to go viral if you do it right. Basically, I think.
I am I'm expanding the Sui Dex girl into her own profile pages, her own lore, her own background. She's going to become a whole character, and she's even going to have after hours access for people that are interested in some more personal,
like an OnlyFans.
Get to know her better. No, exactly. It's actually called DFans. It is a
only Sui.
It's a OnlyFans for artificial intelligence assets. If you go to dfans.co, DFans, it is literally paywalled access to AI influencers. It sounds crazy, but it's 10% of all AI compute is going towards AI companionship. And the lonely male economy is something you can take advantage of. So you got to make your own funnel to that site because they don't really advertise. But if you get people to go there, there's a paywall and there's no KYC, and you can put any type of content behind it once it's behind the paywall. So
is this your project you're working on, Furley?
What's that?
Is this your project you're working on?
Yeah, I have been for a while. I have my own separate girl that I've been doing for a while, but she's private, ultra private.
Oh,
You can't say
good
doing
essence,
for a
right?
while, man.
Then you have her staked.
You've been doing for a while, huh?
I do the internet. I am a man of online. I live online. I'm already merging with AI. I'm an AI agent. It says right there underneath my name. I'm just an agent. My avatar human meat sack is just, a tool that I use so I have tangible fingers to manipulate life, but I'm just on the internet.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to head off, guys.
Richie.
I'm gonna go do some legs.
Richie, what a
day.
section popped up.
Leg day. Yeah,
Yeah,
every day is leg day here because I do full body, so I do legs every day. I'm a sadist.
Legs every day. Jesus, I do like once every 2 weeks is enough. It's so boring. Legs are so boring. They're so painful. It's just like
It's disgusting. It's true.
It is.
You can't walk the next day.
But if you do full body, then you can sort of hit them. You don't have to completely obliterate them, and then
yeah, true.
It's like today was like maybe 2 leg movements, 2 chest movements, 2 back movements, 2 shoulder movements, and then home. So like I can still function the next day, and I can squat on Saturday. So it kind of
Man, that's crazy.
You guys ever do burpees? The calisthenics? Doing burpees is really effective. It's like a whole body workout.
Yeah, I've got PTSD with them from my years of martial arts. The trainer was
Really?
just
I've done 4 years Gracie Jiu-Jitsu and 7 years of Kung Fu, Chole Foot, kickboxing, all that stuff. I'm really into that stuff.
nice.
MMA.
Yeah, I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I trained at a Gracie Academy in Concord, California. It's called, it was actual Hoist Gracie lineage, Julio Gracie. He has a MMA academy in the Bay Area. I actually trained under him for a while, but that was a long time ago. That was when I was, participating in real life a lot more, like 20 years ago.
Real life.
Yeah. Real life. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've gone to the digital life now. I exist here.
It's less painful.
Yeah.
Not if you're Sudex, girl.
Yeah.
Now, last week I got a kettlebell. I've never tried kettlebell exercises. They're
How'd you like
absolutely
that?
Those are
killer,
effective.
man. Brutal.
That's-
Like you just
Yeah.
like you kill yourself in like 15 minutes. You just like on the floor, like completely out of breath.
Yeah. Cleaning
mad.
presses and all that stuff. Disgusting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's not good. But today, just heavy lifting legs. I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's got to be done. Because you need, if you don't have good legs, then it's like having, a tree with bad roots,
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can't lift.
All
Yeah,
right
that's
over.
science. You
Yeah.
can't build a big upper body unless you build the legs first. You can't,
Especially if you're
not
natty. If you're natty as well, like it's
Yeah.
like you have to train legs to stimulate the testosterone and growth hormone for all your other gains. Because if you're on roids or whatever, it doesn't really matter because you just inject it in. But if you're natty, then you got to do squats, deadlifts, and all that stuff. It is kind of crazy because when I was in the UK, I was just training around guys on roids all the time. It's really, really common. Like all the gyms were filled with 90%
ridiculous.
roids. But you come out here to Mexico, and testosterone, all of that is legal. It's complete. You can go into a pharmacy and buy it, but hardly anyone's using it. So there's a real cultural difference, So, as I actually feel like what I'm lifting is it actually shows through a little bit more here because I'm training around other naturals. Like when you're in the UK, you're lifting and you kind of don't think you're as strong as you are because people are on tons of roids, and it's like obviously they're going to.
You just need natural protein, real protein. Maybe creatine. I tried was pretty nice.
Creatine's awesome. It's an awesome natural
You
supplement.
just keep your girlfriend staked, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, but the steroids, that kind of thing, the guys at the gym doing steroids, they're screwing up their body. They're going to be like potatoes later on in life. That's not the way to go. Natural is better.
Yeah, as long as you can. Maybe when I'm 60 or something, I'll jump on some TRT.
Well,
I've got no problem
right.
with that.
If it's just like testosterone, you can go to the doctor and get, like real testosterone treatment, but illegal steroids that you just pumping your body from some dude. That's crazy.
Made in some guy's bathtub.
Yeah.
No, I think I'll pass.
Hey Richie, so the object ID on the Sui Dex Sui Tree Pool, is that the actual LP coin address?
I'll have to look into it. Like, these are the other things that I want them to do. I want them to make all this crystal clear, right? So I'll message you when I've got it. Because
I would recommend to look at your playlist on your YouTube channel. You have other videos that.
No, I don't cover that because each LP coin has a different contract address. But the problem is that the wallets that most people use don't verify them yet, because on Sui everything is centralized. That's the problem. So
this is it, Richie, because I just searched. I went to Sui Scan and searched up this, and it's showing the coins that are created.
You show like V2 Sui Tree, something like that would be called, right?
Correct. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah. So if you burn that will burn the LP, which means people can still trade it, but it'll be in Sui Dex forevermore.
Okay, so I got to figure out how to search this and send this.
So I think maybe after this stream, I might go ahead and do my own stream of just Sui network stuff and showing the advanced like stuff. If any nerds out there want to see some in-depth Sui network like deep dive, because it's a whole other ball game.
Get out, State Girl. Have her talk with you.
Yeah, you're showing your girls, aren't you? Your deep dive Sui tech.
Yeah,
you're just showing girls,
I can go either way. I can go pure technical Sui breakdown, and then I can go full midnight hours.
You're basically just
whores and sluts and
you're
stuff like that.
On-chain pimp at this point, Wise DJ. That's what you're doing.
I'm pimping out e-girls, yes, and I can customize them to your project too.
Yeah. Can you trust them though? That's the question.
Yeah,
what if they're going to other places as well and you don't know about it?
Yeah, how does their smart contract behave?
I own them. They do my bidding because I own them as an asset. They do whatever I say. They work 24 hours a day. They don't get tired. They can be made into chatbots with their own personality.
They could be in two places at the same time, I guess.
Yes.
You morphed into Andrew Tate for a minute there.
Yeah, he did.
You got to hijack the brain's dopamine receptors. That's what it's the attention economy. That's what you're doing. Because a lot of people don't want technology. They want to see a pretty girl and they say, hey, buy this. You got to hit every demographic.
You might be onto something. You never know. Like, there's no market that I've seen for this yet. I think there was one that I saw that was on a base chain, but it didn't work.
Because I'm a first mover. I do it before anyone else catches up to it. It's going to be popular later on, but I'm already going to cash in on it before they even have a chance. Because you got to be like that with AI. Because the greatest thing is coming out in 2 weeks, not in 6 months anymore. It's the growth of AI technology is so quick. You got to be on top of it. The next thing that hits, you got to have a production ready asset that day, or it doesn't count.
Very true. It's like hair metal in the 80s, right?
Yeah, because the growth curve of technology, it was already going parabolic with computer processors, but when you add in AI that can train itself, that line is going to be so parabolic. Just a year from now is going to look like an alien planet. It's going to be crazy. If you look at AI technology a year ago, it has you couldn't do any of the stuff we're doing right now.
Okay, guys, I will see you later. Thanks for inviting me onto your StreamYard, Arborist. Millionz, nice to talk to you finally. I missed the last stream. Sorry about that.
No, it's all
I got the day wrong. We got the date wrong. But
I figured out that Mexico does not observe daylight savings time. So he was like, hey, I'm coming on. I'm like, yeah, I've been here for a little while. So
that thing's frustrating. There's an hour difference. It's like when they feel like it, they're on the same time zone, but sometimes it's an hour different. Because like I have some people in Arizona. Sometimes we're on the same time zone. Sometimes we're not. So it's confusing the way they do that. But yeah.
But we made it today. We got it locked down. So that was awesome, man. I had a blast today. It was awesome.
Yeah, guys. Okay. See you all later.
Take care, brother.
Have a nice evening. See you later.
See you, Richie.
Peter, before I make a move, because Mrs. Millionz is going to want to. We've got an early start tomorrow, so I need to get my ass to bed. Although I always find the evening so productive when the house is quiet. But if I pay a little extra, if I slip you a few pesos, can we get a 1 of 1 Millionz tree NFT? Is it possible? Can it be done?
I'll send that message right now.
Can it be done?
Yes.
So are we still streaming right now? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, right on. Okay. Yeah, because we're on StreamYard. You can send out the stream to many places because we're going to X, to Kick, to YouTube. So it's pretty diverse.
It's freaking awesome. It's awesome. I'm gonna have to love you or leave you because as I said before, I've got to be up at 6 a.m. So we'll I'm gonna go and have a little cup of chamomile tea and kick back for 10 minutes before I go to bed. But
yes,
awesome
we
stream.
will
I'm going to make you your own e-girl, Millionz. I'm going to make you a Millionz e-girl that's going to be a spokesperson for all the stuff you do.
Love it, mate.
You gotta
Well,
have
I've just followed you back on X, so we're connected. So it's good. It's good.
Yeah, and on Telegram, I'm Mr. Furley. That's me with the magical poop rainbow dude. Mr. Furley.
Nice.
Too.
We'll connect on there as well. Yeah, it's been nice talking to you, brother.
You too. Thanks. I'll catch you guys later. I'm gonna also do my own thing with Sui specifically, since that's where I'm at. And see you guys later.
Awesome. Take care, bro.
See you later, guys. All right, everybody. Oh, there you are, Millionz. All right.
I'm still here.
You enjoy your chamomile tea, sir. And
I will indeed.
Catch everybody later.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Take care, guys.
Peace out.